just like that, we return. A very good morning. Thank you so much for choosing to wake up with us on this beautiful Tuesday morning as we commemorate Youth Day here in South Africa. We are certainly going to celebrate the positive side of this conversation, the young people, those change makers helping shape South Africa's future. In fact, helping to shape the now of South Africa in the most powerful way.
Absolutely. Listen, when I woke up this morning, I just did a little prayer and said, you know what, thank you to those that sacrificed
100%.
in 1976, because to this day we get to walk in freedom, which is exactly why we're chatting to Vincent Ntunja, as well as Carmelia Pillay, about the African Grassroots Hoops Youth Classic, and also how basketball, in fact, is creating opportunities for our young people.
It's one of the most powerful sporting tools that we have in South Africa. You want to punch above your weight class. This is how you do it. But the fact that we can now see an arc from here, literally to the NBA, not just for our men, but for our girls as well. Game changer. Absolutely love that. And on that note, in fact, taking more of this emotional power of sport, we're going to explore the confidence in sport with Dr. Denise Boer. She's going to be here with Justine Cornelius, an athlete, and a coach, PJ Moses, on why keeping girls active actually matters, and that's regardless of whether they've got designs of becoming a professional sportswoman. Get them in a team, get them moving, start building that vital confidence, because the world's going to try and take it away. So you build those defenses.
From day one, in fact.
100%.
I'm so glad that we're going to have them on our couch. Plus, So We Vote founder Thafir Mustafa reflects on the legacy of the 16th of June in 1976, while architect and special entrepreneur Wandile Mtayane shares the story behind the remarkable 1,600-kilometer walk for housing justice, which is a big problem, as we know, in South Africa. The youth are doing the things.
You're going to be older, though, after 1,600 kilometers. That's just insane. Okay, we can contemplate this. Yes, we will have some more humbling news right now as we go through those news headlines from yesterday. And, of course, a ton to delve into on the sporting front. The small matter of a FIFA World Cup unfolding as we speak. We absolutely love it. But some massive, massive sporting results coming out of our long weekend. So as we do a bit of a recap, I'll touch on those, but let's bring you up to speed with what's been happening in and around the world as we get a view in our first news bulletin of the day.
Well, thank you so much, Gray. 2 minutes after 6 o'clock, let's update you on your national news headlines. Starting here with President Cyril Ramaphosa, who leads the National Youth Day commemoration today, marking the 50th anniversary of the 1976 Youth Uprising. Now, this year's event honors the courage and sacrifice of young people who helped shape South Africa's democratic journey. Ramaphosa will deliver the keynote address at the precinct adjacent to FNB Stadium in Nasrec, with the theme, quote, "Reset at 50, our national commitment to the future for freedom lives in every generation," end quote. The program includes a wreath laying at the Hector Peterson Memorial and a commemorative coin unveiling. In other local news, internationally renowned jazz legend Abdullah Ibrahim has died in Germany after a short illness, aged 91. Now, born in Cape Town, he moved to Europe in 1962 and later to New York, where Rockefeller Foundation support enabled him to study at the Juilliard School. Ibrahim returned from exile in the 1990s, but still performed globally. Now, he's considered the founder of the Cape jazz genre and composed classics, including Mannenberg. His final South African performance was at the Cape Town International Jazz Festival in March this year. And of course, we will always remember him and his legacy in the music. Internationally speaking now, Somali referee Omar Artan, denied entry into the United States for the World Cup, will still receive his full tournament fee. Although he will take no part in the tournament, FIFA has committed to paying him his salary. Artan, Africa's 2025 Referee of the Year, had been set to become the first Somali at the World Cup before returning home to a hero's welcome and later securing a UEFA Super Cup appointment in August. Now, officials can earn about 900,000 Rand to 1.3 million Rand per tournament, depending on assignments. Meanwhile, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has announced a ban on social media access for under 16-year-olds, with the measure expected to still take effect this year after new legislation is passed and enforcement systems are put in place. Now, the policy will require platforms to introduce stronger age verification measures, with penalties for non-compliance. The government says the decision responds to growing concerns over mental health, online harm, and addictive algorithms. Officials add it will be supported by digital literacy programs in schools and to encourage safer internet use. Now let's close off on this note before many African teams have even kicked a ball at the FIFA World Cup. They had already captured hearts with their rival outfits. Now from Senegal to Morocco to Cote d'Ivoire and DR Congo, players stepped off planes dressed in striking ensembles celebrating African heritage, craftsmanship and style. Several teams chose garments designed by local fashion houses and artisans, showcasing homegrown creativity. Now, Senegal and Morocco impressed with elegant looks inspired by traditional dress. DR Congo turned heads with custom leopard-themed suits, honoring Les Leopard's nickname, while Cote d'Ivoire showcased outfits designed by local fashion talent and featuring elephant-inspired details. Fans praised the stylish displays, proving African fashion is making just as memorable an impact as the football itself. That's it, we leave your news with speaking about sports. Let's get our first dose with Gray.
Well, we're barely a week into it and we're already loving the World Cup because of stories like this. Let's start with this one. Cape Verde stole the headlines yesterday at the FIFA World Cup as the world's 67th ranked side held tournament favourite Spain to a goalless draw. And we hear that this Spanish team is one for the ages as well. Player of the match performance undoubtedly from Cape Verde's 40-year-old goalkeeper Vozinha, keeping the Spanish stars at bay, earning his nation a historic point in their World Cup debut. Oh, doesn't that sound nice? In our other Group H fixtures, Saudi Arabia and Uruguay, they also had to share the spoils, drawing one apiece. Now let's get into some great rugby news. Seven-star Maria Cheremba has been named in the Springbok women's squad for their upcoming two-match series up against the United States. So Cheremba, who scored 36 tries this seventh season to really put her hand up, joins the squad alongside Felicia Jacobs and Danelle Snyders, who return after some prolonged absences. And the Springbok women take on the United States on the 4th and the 11th of July. It's feeling like a very special year in that lane. Now let's get into our netballing results in the Free State Cranhams. They are South Africa's Netball League Division 1 champions. Can you get it for a fifth time? So they defeated defending champions, the Gauteng Golden Fireballs, 46-32 in a dramatic final yesterday. Some revenge there after settling for silver last year. And you can see what it meant to the ladies. Now we can get back into the tennis lane as Canada's Denis Shapovalov. He ended a 5-match losing streak defending British wildcard Jack Pennington-Jones in 3 sets in the opening round of the Queen's Club Championships in London. Now Shapovalov, who battled to a 6-4, 4-6, 7-6 victory to secure his first ATP Tour singles win in nearly 2 months. And that one really did earn a bit of chest pumping and beating. And we love it. That's the power of sport. And we're going to continue to explore the power of sport and what that can do for young women, especially on this Youth Day. So stick around. It's going to be a passion and purpose-filled show today. But right now, of course, we're still tracking the weather being a day off. Let's see what it's got in store for us.
Well, thank you so much, Gray. On this beautiful Tuesday on Youth Day, let's give you an update on your weather. We get started now in Polokwane, where on this Tuesday it is some light drizzle before conditions clear that you'll wake up to. Now your temperatures rise from a low of 7 degrees to a high of 23. In the upcoming days, you can expect mainly sunny skies, even though tomorrow brings partly cloudy conditions, with that daytime high sitting at 23 degrees. And then out in Klerksdorp today brings you bright and sunny skies. Temperatures starting at a bit of a chilly one. 6 degrees is your minimum and your max hits at 22. And going into the week, expect predominantly sunny conditions with daytime highs peaking at 21 degrees consistently until Friday. Pretoria, it's your turn now, where morning cloud cover will give way to some sunny afternoon. Temperatures range between a low of 8 degrees and a high of 21. As we take a look ahead, expect mainly sunny skies with tomorrow's temperatures ranging between a low of 8 and a high of 21. Out in the city of Gold, Johannesburg, a damp start is likely today with light morning drizzle. Now your temperatures do start from a bit of a brisk 6 degrees, rising to a set 18. As we look into the week, expect mostly sunny skies with just a few lingering clouds here and there, and daytime highs holding consistently at 17 degrees. Mbombela, it's your turn now. Skies will remain partly cloudy throughout your day today. Temperatures will range between a low of 12 and a high of 22 degrees. Now, the days ahead bring sunny skies with warming temperatures, though light, wet conditions are expected to roll in from Friday, just in time for the weekend. And in the beautiful Bloemfontein, you'll look up to some partly cloudy skies today. Temperatures rise from a cold 7 degrees, but then set at a high of 21. Now, tomorrow does bring some sunny skies with passing clouds, while temperatures move from a low of 4 degrees to a set high of 20. That brings us over to Richards Bay now, where afternoon showers are expected to develop across the area today. Your temperatures, they'll range between a cool 17 and a warmer 23 degrees. Now, cloudy and wet conditions are expected in the upcoming days, with tomorrow starting off with a 55% chance of rain. Let's see what Durban's saying on this Tuesday. On your side, the day unfolds under cloudy skies with afternoon showers expected. 15 degrees is how you start, with a max of 22 that you can expect today. Now, it's mostly humid and cloudy skies that will dominate the coming days, with temperatures peaking in those low 20s. And then out in Mthatha, the day remains pleasant under mostly cloudy skies. Let's have a look at your temperatures now. They start at 7 degrees and reach a high of 18. And the outlook for the rest of the week remains partly cloudy, with tomorrow's temperatures sitting between a low of 8 and a high of 22 degrees. And then out in Uba, formerly known as Craddock, you'll look up to cloudy skies today with a rain chance at 20%. A bit of a cold start, 4 degrees is your low, but it does rise to a nice high of 17. The week's outlook remains partly cloudy, with daytime highs peaking at 21 degrees. And then out in Kugompo City, formerly known as East London, you can expect partly cloudy skies with rain forecast sitting at 45%. Your temperatures will sit between 11 and 19 degrees today. And in the coming days, expect partly cloudy conditions to persist throughout, with rain expected from Thursday at a chance of 25%, picking up more by Friday. Ebeka, it's your turn now. Now, cloud cover remains widespread across your region today in GQ. Temperatures move between a low of 9 and a high of 19 degrees. A low of 11 with a high of 20 can be expected for tomorrow, while grey skies define the upcoming days. And then out in the gorgeous George on this Tuesday, cloudy skies remain in place for much of today. Temperatures will range from a low of 9 to a high of 17 degrees. And as we look ahead, expect a mix of mostly sunny but also cloudy conditions, with temperatures ranging between the teens to low 20s. Out in the mother city in Cape Town, a foggy start to the morning will give way to some afternoon sunshine. Temperatures move between a chilly 12 and a set high of 18. Over the coming days, expect predominantly sunny skies, with daytime highs holding in those high teens to lower 20s. And out in Sutherland on this Youth Day, it does bring you some cloudy skies accompanied by light easterly winds. Now, your temperatures, they will range from a freezing 4 degrees to a high of 14. Now, sunny conditions will persist ahead, alongside some lingering clouds here and there, but your temperatures will peak at 19 degrees both tomorrow and on Thursday. Kimberly, what are you saying on your side? It's partly cloudy conditions that dominate your forecast for today. As we look into your temperatures, a bit of a cold start, a low of 7 and a high of 22. Now, tomorrow does bring you partly cloudy skies with daytime highs sitting at 22 after starting at a low of 5 degrees. And then out in Uppington, you'll spend your Tuesday under partly cloudy skies. Temperatures will range between a chilly 10 and a warmer 23 degrees. As we look ahead in Uppington, it's mainly cloudy conditions that define your week, with rainy conditions expected to move in from Friday and persist all the way into the weekend. Well, on this day of commemoration and celebration, of course, we had to have an image that matched it, and the person right for the job is Louise G. Cherry from Alberton out in Gauteng, who knew exactly what to do. I'm imagining that this is your trip on this beautiful long weekend that you're enjoying, Louise, and we're hoping that you thought of us exactly as the sun hit that horizon, snapped that picture and sent it on through. We appreciate you, and 18 degrees is what you can expect out in Alberton and Gauteng today. A gorgeous way to start off this wonderful Tuesday. And if you think you also have what it takes to hit our screens, 063-0369649, send us through your Youth Day images.
And we are going to be inspired by some change makers in that youth space today. Why? Obviously, commemorating Youth Day here in South Africa. We want to focus on the next chapter for this amazing country, and it's very much in the hands of young people changing the game. We're going to focus on how AI is being used to completely reimagine the healthcare system and how young people are driving this change, introducing you to an incredible young lady. Then, of course, we talk about the power of sport. Well, what does that look like? First of all, it needs the platform. And we're going to connect to an incredible tournament. It's the African Grassroots Hoops Youth Classic. Basketball has been used to change lives in this country, and we love it. We get to see the best talent, but also those ripple effects of change and empowerment and confidence building throughout. And we're going to plug into that energy after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this Youth Day. And we've asked you the question on our socials, but in case you missed it, here's a bit of a recap. We, of course, started saying good morning to you, Mzansi. What makes you most proud of the youth in your community? As we celebrate the youth of 1976 and how far we've come to this year, we really would love to shine a spotlight on your community. So rep where you're coming from, and then, of course, shine that light on the youth that you are so incredibly proud of. So you can let us know via voice note on 063-036-9649. Otherwise, you can find us at Expresso Show. We definitely look forward to that.
Artificial intelligence is changing the world at an incredible pace, but one South African teenager is already thinking beyond chatbots and viral trends. At just 16 years old, Riatlehile Ramuki has earned a place at the prestigious MIT Jamil Clinic AI and Health Summer Bootcamp in the United States, where he'll be joining talented students from around the world to explore how AI can be used to tackle real healthcare challenges. He joins us this morning to share his journey with us and, of course, his vision for the future. Everybody, please give him a feel-good Expresso welcome. Ria, good morning.
Good morning.
I am just so in awe of you. At just 16, you've represented South Africa on so many international competitions, right? And earned a spot at this prestigious institution, MIT. Tell us more about this journey and what interested you in taking up space within the artificial intelligence space.
When I learned about AI, it was 2023, like 2023, through ChatGPT and the such. But I think I really became interested in it as a career path around 2024 during my first hackathon, where the focus was really on AI for social impact, so for helping other people. And ever since then, it's been a field of study I'm massively passionate in. And so when I was recommended this opportunity by my mother in January, I was just ecstatic. You know, I was obsessively and compulsively studying for it.
That's incredible. How do you explain what you do or what excites you about AI to a simple person like myself or a friend, you know, or our viewers who's watching right now?
I think AI in its simplest form is just a pattern recognition algorithm. So for example, chatbots like ChatGPT and the like recognize patterns in the way we use letters and words to speak. What excites me the most about it is its ability to recognize, specifically in healthcare, recognize the symptoms before the disease becomes fully fledged, faster and more efficiently than, let's say, a person would. And not only that, but recognize the patterns between the medications that's working so that we can better the treatments.
I'm really curious to understand what will you be learning as well at, you know, this institution. Tell us about the program that you have been selected for.
The program is an opportunity for millions of learners to gather under the academic environment and get exposed to it as a researcher, you know, effectively how to present it and then to test that knowledge as well.
Are you developing the algorithm? Are you exploring already existing algorithms? How does it actually work?
From what I know, it's a combination of the mix, teaching us how to develop them and how to improve on the already existing ones and to test them, let's say, test one algorithm that was initially designed for something, for something else to see what results we get.
Now with the work that you're doing with AI and of course your interest, why did you gravitate towards the healthcare side of things as opposed to developing a new, fun, trendy app?
Given the opportunity, you know, seeing the reality of our South African public healthcare system to be specific, how overworked it is, I was ecstatic at the possibility of being able to lead change in that area, being able to learn how to make it better, as opposed to just sitting there and waiting.
Just looking back on your previous history and experience, what would you say are some of the lessons that you have learned along the way in this journey?
When we often enter situations where we feel scared, we take that as a sign to back off. But in those situations, where you feel like you know the least in the room is where you are learning the most, is where you are growing the most, and those are the ones that you need.
Now, Ria, this massive opportunity doesn't just represent your own future, but also many young South Africans who are watching right now who are thinking, sure, I've got big dreams, but I never knew that such dreams could be realized and are possible. What words of advice do you have for them?
I think in the face of an overwhelming workload, it can be easy to disregard yourself. And it's important to acknowledge that fear and pursue that goal amidst it.
Work through the doubt,
Yeah.
right? Exercise that muscle of self-belief. Because on the other side, you're going to get it done. And you're going to be here on Expresso talking about your upcoming trip to MIT. Once again, thank you so much for joining us, Ria. All the best of luck on this journey. And we are truly here to back you, okay?
Thank you for having me.
My goodness. Now, Ria Tegile is proving that big ideas can come from young minds. If you'd like to help him take this incredible opportunity at MIT, you can support his journey through his Back a Buddy campaign. We wish him all the best and can't wait to see what he achieves next. And we will be waiting right here at Expresso to hear more about, you know, his trip and his journey at MIT in the United States and what he has learned. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to continue to be inspired by the power of what youth can do, and we're also going to be creating space and light around them. We talk about the power of sport. There is something about Youth Day that does remind us, but it's also reminded me that guests often feel that they've just got to rock up feeling and looking maybe a little bit more youthful. And they look amazing this morning. I absolutely love the fact that Carmelia and Vincent are here to introduce, yes, what is, I think, probably one of the coolest basketball opportunities for young stars, but they also look the part this morning. Carmelia, I think people are going to be DMing you this morning to find out about, okay? So prepare yourself. It's good to see you, my brother. We're going to get into the power of grassroots basketball and what that means with the most amazing competition. And we'll plug you into that in just a moment and then introduce you to one dealer who's, I promised you, a humbling morning in terms of what young people are doing. How about crossing, well, it feels like the world. I don't know how big the world is, but he's done the distance. And he is a man imbued with passion. It's a fire burning in him. And we'll find out what is driving him to do this unbelievable thing after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Let's get inspired by sports. So let's start with the tip of the spear when it comes to basketball. Over the weekend, the New York Knicks have done it again. They were crowned NBA champions after a hard-fought, it must be said, final up against the San Antonio Spurs. So I'm sorry for whoever is crying this morning. And while the names on that trophy will go down in history, every single one of those players started exactly the same way, on a court with the ball in their hands, a young baller with a dream and just a basketball and hopefully the right mentor. Well, right here in South Africa this Youth Day, the same journey is being celebrated and recreated. And we are joined by an incredible human being, basketball coach Vincent Ntunja, still looks as young as the day I met him, and Inspire Africa Hub's inspiring Carmelia Pillay to talk about the 6th annual African Grassroots Hoops Youth Classic taking place in Cape Town this weekend, because we know we've got some ballers in Cape Town. Welcome back. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
You
Thank
do
you.
look gorgeous, so please stop talking about the outfit. Just DM her and just ask her directly. Big weekend in basketball. How are you feeling about the NBA season?
Yeah.
The challenges faced by the Knicks. Where do your allegiances lie right now, my friend?
Firstly, I want to be honest that because I've worked with Timberwolves, I'm a fan of the Timberwolves, but I'm happy for New York finally getting a win because it's been long coming. Over 50 years for a big team like that. They needed it. Yeah. What I like the most, though, the underdogs were the ones who were the winners. Bronson coming from the Mavs, winning it now in New York means a lot because you know it, basketball people think you have to be taller, but he's the smallest man on the court, went to win the MVP, went to score over 40 points. I'm happy with that.
Thank you for looking at me. You notice he didn't look at anyone else when he was saying that. But he seen me trying to interview basketball players for my whole career and having to like swap arms when my arm gets tired.
Oh, no.
Basketball is the plug-in. But first of all, explain yourself. Okay, this tournament is amazing. It's an opportunity not just for basketball. There is something else going on here. What is the magic in the water here?
All right, so what we've done this year is partner up with the Basketball Association and bring Inspire Africa Hub. So it's a career guidance platform designed to help young people explore their purpose. And so these young people will not just be participating in a sport, but also walking away more informed about career, which is what we love.
Because this is where it happens. And I suppose as a coach, you understand you're dipping into both sides of the conversation completely, using life to teach sports and using sport to teach life.
Beautiful.
And at the end of a season, suddenly you've got this well-rounded little human being and all you needed to do was get them on a court. What is it about basketball that makes it so powerful, man?
I mean, I can tell from my story, you know, I even remember just subconsciously when my friends want to go do social ills, I would just pick up a ball and just go play.
Yeah.
Laser focus.
That, when I look back now on what it has done for me, it simply means that it can do that for the next young boy or girl that comes from the same townships. You know, so for me, I feel that it's a lifesaver, plus at the same time, it can give them an opportunity to just become a better human beings, as you have mentioned. And I can relate to stories right now of kids having to be picked from the youth basketball tournament and now having to get scholarships either to study all around the universities in South Africa or even go abroad. Or even go abroad. So that's what makes this very interesting for us because it goes beyond just being a platform for just basketball. It takes them and grow them and get them to a space where they can get a career, and that's for us is a win.
A massive win. For this country, there's a lot of focus on South African athletes across the board. America wants our young girl rugby players. They want our sevens players. They want our b-ball players. They want our tennis players. They want us because we've got an amazing mindset and resilient when it comes to sports. I think a lot of people are thinking, but sport's just for sporty people. When you combine these two notions of education and empowerment, or maybe the framework to do that like sport, and then you get young people having fun, connecting, having these moments, what are the kind of results? Why is this such a powerful moment?
So we believe in the importance of bridging the gap. You know, sometimes academically, you have learners that aren't able to perform that way. But when it comes to sports, you're able to bring these two worlds together for opportunity, and that's what we want, to allow athletes across South Africa to have that opportunity. And so bringing career into that space just works out perfectly.
When you get to plug back into a system like this, and I think anyone who has benefited from sport, it's ridiculous. I'm an untalented sportsman, and I think of how much joy I've received from it. That's why I feel like I've got to constantly pour back. And I was surrounded by amazing sportsmen my whole life, but the bottom line is, at some point, you've got to pour back in. What does that feel like for you? Do you go back there to those dark moments, the good moments? What do you draw from when you're pouring back into the system?
Very good question, because once, you know, the nice thing about sports in general, you either get a win, a lose, or sometimes a draw. But unfortunately in basketball, you don't get a draw. So it's a win or lose. So that on its own teaches you discipline, because how do you advance yourself, wake up again and said, after I've lost, I have to come back again. That on its own, you take that, you apply on your own social life, own space where you feel like, hey, I've lost, but I must go back to training again. Where do you draw that? How do you get inspired again to keep on going until you finally get that medal? Remember, for us, even for this tournament, the grand prize is almost the best that you can get in Africa that we provide for these young boys and girls, because that's the ultimate goal, is saying, here's a carrot that we're dangling on you, but you gotta work hard for it. So you take this, you apply it in your own life. It means that once again, we are shaping you to make better judgment, better decisions so that you can look up and win that grand prize.
It's a safe place. It's a safe, not safe place, because sport never feels safe with our little hearts
Yes.
hang in the balance like this. I love you, man. I wish I could have you as a pocket-sized version in my coat every day when I wake up. 100%, you are the coach. And I'm just thinking of the warmth and the love and that kind of connection that these kids experience as well, which might be the most powerful thing they get out of this whole equation. How do we become you? How do we do this? There are young girls out there. There are young boys watching right now. There is a group of young South Africans changing the world right now. I think we're starting to understand the power of this generation of young South Africans. What advice do you have for them? Because you live this principle every day. What advice do you have for young South Africa today?
So the best advice that I can give to any young person is serve. Serve your community, serve your school, plug in and understand the need. Because I think so often when we live in disadvantaged spaces, we recognize the problems, but we wait. And it's taking initiative, really taking a stand and saying, okay, so how can I make a difference in that space? And through that, career comes immediately in. Because now you start to notice the gaps. What are some of the things that are needed in my
I can
space?
do that. They need that.
Need
I
that,
can
right?
help there.
Exactly. So it's just the mindset, being able to plug into spaces and be useful in those spaces.
And where do you learn all of those lessons? On a basketball court. I
Come
can just hear
on.
you screaming, run into space, run into space. No, that's just what people scream to me, all my very talented sporting friends. Just run decoy, dude, whatever, just do something. I love you. I love you both for what you represent today. I love what this tournament represents, but this is kind of feeling like a movement beyond this moment. So more power to you. We will keep preaching from our little platform. Everything you need, anything you need. So take this conversation to the socials. Yes, you can ask half the questions about what she's wearing and the other half about basketball and how we can give this unbelievable platform all of the resources they need. From NBA champions, they could be that one day. And New York, congratulations. I'm sure feeling much better this morning. Rising stars right here in Cape Town, proving that that journey is one that's accessible to everybody. One thing stays the same. Greatness always starts somewhere, and it could be starting right there in you. And this weekend, it might just start at the Youth Classic, and it is a classic. That's why they call it so. The tournament is giving the next generation a stage, a spotlight, a chance to dream just a little bit bigger. And I have a feeling we're going to see some stars coming out of this, but most importantly, it's going to be lacquer. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So plug in and support if you can.
Definitely.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh yes, Mzansi, let's bring on a dose of inspiration. Now he is an architect, a social entrepreneur, and a man on a mission. Wandile Mtiyane. Remember this name because he's just completed a 1,600-kilometer journey from Durban to Cape Town, and all to raise awareness about South Africa's housing crisis and the millions of families still waiting for a place to call home. Now, his journey is inspired by his own lived experience and a vision to create sustainable housing, and all these solutions through innovation and community empowerment. So let's give him a feel-good welcome as he finishes his journey right here in our studio. Wandile, man. Hey, bro, we need a proper hug. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you, man. I'm excited to be out here.
You can relax now, bro. Put the bag down. Kick your feet up, dude. You have earned this moment.
I finally made it.
You made it, dude?
I made it.
All the way from Durban? Dude, how are you feeling, eh?
Man, I am exhausted.
Yeah?
But also excited. You know what I mean? Like having the opportunity to see how beautiful this country is, but more importantly, the generosity and the ubuntu of the people who were hosting me. I lived in rondavelles, I lived in backrooms, I lived in beach houses, I lived in farmhouses. I was hosted by a Gogo's Xhosa, an Afrikaner Dani, an English family. So it's just been beautiful, and made me realize that South Africans are a lot kinder and a lot more generous than the headlines suggest.
It sounds like you've been enriched by this journey, man. And I want to take it to the very beginning, where you take on an adventure, and it seems like more than an adventure. This is a challenge. 1,600 kilometers. You start in Durban, you made your way all the way to Cape Town, you finished today officially. Why did you do this in the first place, man?
Right. No, I think that's a really good question. I think growing up, I lived in townships and informal settlements in places like KwaMashu and Inanda.
Okay.
And from a very young age, I realized that at the core of most social ills was the lack of dignified housing. I remember in an informal settlement I lived in with my aunt, the government came and wrote a number of what she would get in terms of RDB housing, like 1167. And then I got a call about 2.5 months ago that she had passed. And the first thing that I thought about was she passed away still waiting.
Whoa, yeah.
Right. And growing up in that environment shaped me to become an architect because I wanted to change the lives of people in my community. And, you know, partly I was sad that I wasn't able to change impact before she passed. And ironically, at the same time, I got accepted to Harvard because
amazing stuff, man. Is this what we're rocking over here? We're showing off the brand? Very nice, dude. That's something you can be absolutely proud of. Not many South Africans make it into Harvard. I know you're smiling about it now because we had a joke off air earlier. But dude, it really is an incredible moment. Like, how many South Africans do you even know that get into Harvard?
Not a lot, but I've got a few friends out there who've made it, who've been really helpful throughout the application process, and that's been very helpful. But more important, like, I got into the Masters in Design Engineering.
Masters in Design Engineering, yeah?
Yeah, because I built this app that helps people in informal settlements and rural areas where they're able to design and build a flood-resistant home. You just saw the storms in Cape Town about 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I was in the Garden Route as well. It was so bad, man.
And people lost their lives.
Yeah.
I was in Durban at the same time. I saw houses float and cats flying. It was a lot.
Scary stuff.
You know what I mean? And a big part of it is that people do not know how to build structurally sound, especially with the climate change, right? So this app does, what it does is it's Ubuntu Home or UbuntuDesignGroup.com. You can say, I want a 2-bedroom, this is my budget. And then it sort of shows you, based on your region, how to build a structurally flood-resistant home.
Based on the area you're in, the location, it gives you that sort of like perfect serve for how to... Dude, that's incredible, man. And I would imagine, you mentioned this earlier with regards to Ubuntu. You've experienced the best of the best, maybe, at Harvard. You've experienced the worst of the worst being out in some of these informal settlements, rural areas. What was the real experience like being hosted by all these different areas and maybe highlighting the actual need for this?
Ooh, I think that's a really good question. I think, number one, I realized that we are a lot more alike than we are different.
As people?
As people, across race, across culture. I think more than we're led to believe, right? And then number two, my message, today's Youth Day, 50 years after 1976. My message is that we need to be the change that we want to see, right? So when I got accepted to Harvard and I didn't get a scholarship, I could have just sat down and was like, oh, that's my fate. But I was like, no, I'm going to walk across South Africa. And if I'm truly going to Harvard to solve the housing crisis, number one, I need to experience the full range of it. And number two, it is these communities that are going to support me to be able to go to Harvard. And I've been running this fundraiser and on Instagram and sharing the stories, and it's been beautiful to have all these people carry my bag, host me. I think the one difference that I did see, though, is white people eat a lot of soup.
White people eat a lot of soup. Is that what you experienced on the journey, bro?
That's the one difference, you know? So I went through the Eastern Cape, it's fine. Then I got to the Western Cape.
Because you're eating different cultural foods along the way, yeah?
All different cultural food. Then in the Western Cape, it was like soup, soup, soup.
I think it's just the answer to the cold right now. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of like crazy conditions and it's getting closer to winter. So this is probably the heartiest thing they can think of, I guess.
It is. But no, it's been beautiful. I think one of the things I was passing through Mugababa and a gogo had heard, I think maybe on TikTok that I'm coming through, and she was outside and she knows I'm fundraising for my school fees at walkforhome.com. As I walked past her house, she was waiting there, and then she came to me and she was like, gave me a 30 rand. There's this thing that they do where they don't want to show that they're giving you money, just kind of like a handshake.
Yeah, we're just like, don't spoil yourself, man. You know?
And then she prayed for me and said, hey, I believe in what you're doing,
yeah.
and you're going to change our communities, and God is with you, and go well. And, you know, that could be her last 30 rands in South Africa with such high unemployment. And that's went a long way. And that's changed me. And that's when I realized that, you know, the Ubuntu is very still alive in South Africa.
And that 30 rand literally could be all her savings that she's got for the rest of the week. But yet that handshake, I think, was, it wasn't about the money, man. That was about the promise and the baton being handed to you. And you representing so many South Africans. The way I understand this theoretically is that you're raising funds not only for this cause, but to make this app come to life, to see your tuition through at Harvard, because, I mean, what is the cost of tuition these days at an institute like Harvard, actually?
About $104,000 is sort of like the bill. And then
so that's a couple million rand,
a couple million, yeah, depending on where the rand stays that night.
Hey, dude.
It like goes up or down. But it's masters in design engineering. It brings in 25 of the leading world changers to come solve real problems. It combines design, engineering, AI, and 30% of the people graduate with startups that go on to change the world. And I'm really excited and honored to be a part of that cohort. You know.
Bro, firstly, there's two things I've got to say. Wear this with pride. Represent Harvard, because you're one of the South Africans doing the utmost to bring that knowledge back to our country and make that impactful change. And number two, tell us where we can invest in you so that we can see this through, get this app to happen, and inspire the youth right now. Because, I mean, it is Youth Day. We're celebrating something monumental, and maybe you got a message with that as well.
Yeah, look, it's Youth Day. My message is very simple. No one is coming to save us. We are the ones we've been waiting for, and we are the change that we seek. Similar to how the youth of 1976 stood up and fought for what they believed in. Let's stop waiting for the government, for whoever. We're the adults in the room. And number two, if you want to support my journey, you can go to walkforhome.com. If you want to follow this story and see me eat soup in all these different areas, you can follow me on Instagram at Wandile Ubuntu or TikTok. And we're going to be in Khayelitsha today on June 16, and we'll be repairing a roof that flew off in one of the storms here in Cape Town. So if you go to our Instagram or walkforhome.com, you can come join us, and let's be the change that we want to see.
Oh, man, this is absolutely beautiful. We no longer are waiting for change. We are the change. And it's not a matter of hope anymore, but a matter of time. And I can't thank you enough for taking this incredible journey on. Relax those legs. Get a massage, brother. You can completely just enjoy this celebration. You've made it. And of course, Mzansi, we are here to celebrate this incredible occasion. Get involved in this cause, and let's start creating impact. Well done, man. Right, where's the massage at? Yeah?
I need to get that. I need to get that.
I mean, after walking that many kilometers, you need something comforting and delicious for the tummy. And nothing says comfort quite like a warm bowl of soup. But today we're moving far beyond the ordinary, as we do in our kitchen. Viral recipe developer Tahila Pillay is in the kitchen with us to show us how simple, everyday ingredients can deliver a fine dining experience right in the comfort of your own home. Now we're testing her viral caramelized butternut and parmesan soup. Now this is a dish built on intense roasting and a brilliant zero waste cheese rind hack. Tahila, welcome and thank you for being here.
A very good morning to you, Clarissa.
Oh, you look gorgeous with your necklace, your earrings, everything is so good.
Thank you.
On the screen right now, we're watching your recipe, right? So this is a couple of ingredients thrown together, butternut, which we actually have going in our pan right now.
Yes.
And what's interesting is that usually with a butternut soup, wouldn't you boil the butternut? Or...
A lot of people prefer to boil the butternut or roast it.
Yeah.
I like color. It's my favorite thing. So I like sexy onions, brown garlic, and brown butternut.
Oh.
So I find like you throw it all in a pan. It's the same thing as throwing it all into one dish into the oven.
Right.
It's just a different utensil. So I like to get everything with some color on it. I know
look
it
how
looks
smooth
dark,
that
but the
is.
darker the better, in my opinion.
I agree with you.
Flavor.
Yes,
Flavor,
and in
flavor.
life. Okay, so
Yeah.
when we look at our butternut compared to what you've done, I think we're on the right path.
Yes,
because this has got
definitely.
some color. This is looking gorgeous, and butternut's got like that sweet content. So when you do caramelize, it does well, right?
Yeah, and I think my favorite thing about butternut, it has so much of its own moisture content. This recipe, you put butter into the pan and the butternut, nothing else, because the moisture from the butternut cooks itself.
Oh, and I
So-
can smell that butter. More butter, more better, baby.
Always, always.
Oh my gosh, that looks delicious. So this is the foundation of our creamy butternut soup. We have a couple of other ingredients here. I can recognize Parmesan and salt.
Yes.
Some water. Is this cream?
Yes, that's cream.
And then
that
talk us through that.
odd-looking liquid is chicken stock.
In
I
a
feel
shot
like,
glass.
Yes. You can use vegetable stock. I like a little bit of a meaty flavor in my soup just
Right.
to warm it up a bit. So I'm doing chicken stock today, but you can definitely go in with whatever stock you feel like on the day.
Got you.
There's no rules in cooking, which is my favorite thing about being in the kitchen.
I love it. As opposed to baking, which is a different approach. Why is the stock concentrated as opposed to like, does it
You
matter?
know what? You could do either or because you're adding water and a stock concentrate. So,
either
you
way.
could technically just use a normal stock or concentrate if you have it. I find in my cupboard, I tend to keep a concentrate as opposed to having a bottle of stock in the fridge.
Agreed.
So whatever
No,
is
actually,
easiest
yeah.
for you at home. It's about convenience at the end of the day. We're not looking to run to the shop every single time we want to cook something.
Girl, and that's what keeps many of us out of the kitchen because we're just thinking every time, every evening, every night. No, you don't have to do that. We've got some kitchen hacks for you. So while the
Yes.
butternut is breaking down, what else do we throw in the
I
pan?
was actually about to say our butternut's nice and squishy. It's all breaking up. It doesn't have to look pretty because it's about to go into a blender.
Right,
Nobody
we're ready
cares
for
about it
you.
looking pretty. So I'm going to come over to you about burning ourselves.
Okay,
If you could hold the one side
Yes.
of the pot.
let me do
It's a
it
little
that
bit warm.
way.
Is it too hot for you?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Which way would you? You know what? That's a little hot.
We're going to figure this out. Is it too hot for you? Okay.
Wait, no, no,
Oh,
no.
God,
There's a
we're
cloth
not
here.
being-
Don't
no,
worry
we're
about
good.
it. Don't worry about it. Okay, let me grab
There
the
we go.
lappy. There we go. And
Not
then let's
getting
go
any butternut in your face.
But the butter's going in though, right?
The butter's going in.
Oh, because that's the
Yes.
flavor.
Let me, okay. You know what? If
You
it's
must
not
hurry, you
fun
must
if
just
you're not
go.
struggling. It's not fun if you're not struggling.
Are you
know-
left-handed?
No, I'm not. That's why I'm saying it's not fun if you're not struggling.
You got it, girl.
The fun part is when I try to do this at home by myself.
Ooh.
It
You
looks
didn't
a
look
lot
like you were
worse than this.
struggling at all in your TikTok video.
No, I didn't. That's the whole point. You didn't see me get burnt in the background. There we go.
Beautiful stuff. Okay, you
There we
got
go.
that.
So,
Oh, the smell of this.
delicious.
So good.
So now we're just going to put in a bit of water. I use
Right.
cold water just because this is already so hot and we're about to blend it up. So a bit of water,
Because what's the consistency that we're looking for? Quite thick or?
quite thick.
Yeah.
A bit of cream.
Oh, yummy.
I just realized I did this backwards. So normally I add the cream in the pan, cook it, and then blend it.
Okay.
But you can do it both ways.
Yes.
You can put the cream in the blender and then put it back in the pan.
I was going to ask, so after this, we do put it back
Yeah,
anyway.
we can put it back in the pan and
Either
then just
way.
heat it up again.
Okay.
So, pinch of salt.
Of course, we've got to flavor our food. Also, did you flavor the butternut when it went in the pan?
Just with some garlic and some shallots.
That's
Nothing
it, eh?
crazy, yeah. And then a ton of Parmesan.
Of course, we love the cheese. A hard cheese goes a long way.
The lid. Do you have the lid?
I
Nice.
do. And the stock, does that go in after?
Thank you.
It's a pleasure, girl. I got you.
I'm a little bit blind. I'm wearing glasses, but
you're
I'm
so
blind.
good. And then the magic of the blending comes. And you know that when we blend, we got to dance. You already know the rules.
You know,
This is the rule. You know what?
so
No, you tell me.
we just choose the setting and then we blend.
Nina, join me in the dancing. We're dancing. We're going. Ooh! She's a little thick.
Do you know what's so funny? My handle is that dancing chef. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I'm actually horrific at
How
dancing.
dare you mislead us? I'm joking. Okay, so we're just gonna mix that around. Ooh. I mean, the smells coming from this blender. Yum. Okay, let's try again.
Let's try again.
Let's
Are
let
we
in some-
dancing
I'm gonna let in
again?
something. We absolutely are dancing.
Okay.
You better whip out your moves. 1, 2, 3, go.
Let faster.
It's
That
blending.
many dance moves.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna add a
I
touch
like
more
the
cream.
consistency. Because
Do
the
you like-
butternut soup, you don't want it to be thin.
I think no.
No.
Everybody has their own preference. Some people like it a little bit more chunky. Some people like it
Yeah.
smooth. Whatever floats your boat.
I like a soup to bite back sometimes, you know what I mean?
actually.
Yeah. A bit of chunk goes That was risky. Moving a little slow.
You know what? I feel like the common misconception is that because it's on TV, it's supposed to look perfect.
No, we don't know what perfection is in this kitchen.
Not in this
We know what
kitchen.
rustic is, though.
Yes, we're doing rustic.
Okay,
so
let's
we're
chuck
gonna
it
go
back
back
in.
into the pan.
Oh, that's perfect.
It is.
That really is
It's a
perfect.
beautiful texture.
Wow.
Beautiful color.
Teamwork makes the dreamiest soup. Yummy.
I don't know what's going on, but there we go. That's enough.
That's enough. Wow. And then we just heat it up again. Okay, let's get that on.
Thank you.
And then what would you serve as an accompaniment? What's on the side?
So generally I do like toasted bread. I like to do like either garlic bread or whatever you have in your kitchen. But I put some mozzarella cheese onto a slice of bread into the oven. Sorted.
Cheesy toast with
Cheesy
soup?
toast.
You cannot go wrong with
You
that.
can't.
Oh my gosh, that's
Is
so
this the kind of
delicious.
texture that you like?
I like
for
that
your soup?
texture. How about you, no?
No, I prefer this. This is my
Okay.
favorite. I'm a smooth soup gal.
Okay, I don't mind a bit of texture in butternut, like if there were chunks in it, but this is looking beautiful. This is looking 5 Michelin star restaurant. No?
You think so?
I think so.
No, I think so. Whenever you see a smooth consistency, you always associate it with something fancy.
Exactly,
Something
and
fancy.
girl, between the dancing and the cooking, we are very fancy out here. So we're making 3 of your viral recipes today.
Yes.
This is the starter. I can't wait for us to get into the dessert because it's so nostalgic. But what else are we cooking?
So we're making something called a Nanaimo bar. Nanaimo? That's, I think, how
What's
you pronounce
that?
it. It's a Canadian chocolate bar. So you know like how we have kind of that Mari biscuit and chocolate brownie bar? It's kind of a take on that with a bit of custard in it.
Oh my gosh.
And hard chocolate on top. It's something really tasty.
We're allowed because it's Youth Day, and the youth would
Yes.
approve of this, okay?
Speaking of youth, we're going
Delicious.
all the way back. And we're going to make some toffee apples.
Toffee apples. All right, let's get that soup going. I'll give you your bowl.
There you go.
Listen, soup for breakfast is always a good idea.
Feel free to go. I was about to say go with some
I saw the end product. I knew that some cheese needed to go on here. All right, let me taste this as you're going. I'm so scared because it's so beautiful, but I'll go in. All right. Tahila, well done.
Thank you. Teamwork.
You know what that requires? Another dance. Another dance. 10 out of
Delicious.
10. Oh my
Delish.
goodness. I'm so glad that we're keeping you around for a little bit longer. We'll see you straight after this break. If the soup is done by the time you came back, don't judge us, all right? We listen, we don't judge. We'll see you right now. Oh, that's good.
Tasty.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Not feeling yourself? Fight back with one-day flu cure, packed with cinnamon power to blast flu symptoms fast, so you can power through your day.
Indeed, if flu is slowing you down, it's time to bring the heat with one-day flu cure. Packed with cinnamon power, it helps tackle a blocked nose, those body aches, and even a mild fever so that you can get back to your day feeling like yourself again. No time to pause life? Then power through it with one-day flu cure from Aspen. And here is the best part, the kicker. 20 lucky winners stand a chance of winning 1,000 Rand in cash. And all you have to do get that is head over to the Aspen Cough and Cold Squad Facebook page and then enter the competition. Simple as that. One-day flu cure, blast the flu and keep it moving.
Not feeling yourself? Fight back with one-day flu cure, packed with cinnamon power to blast flu symptoms fast, so you can power through your day.
Well, just a moment after 7 o'clock, let's update you on your national news headlines, Mzansi. Getting started here with Justice Minister Mamaloko Kubai, who says attacks on foreign nationals are damaging South Africa's image abroad and has urged citizens to refrain from violence while government addresses undocumented migrations through legal channels. Several countries, including Ghana, Malawi and Mozambique, have begun repatriating citizens fearing for their safety. Meanwhile, Malawian officials say thousands of people are awaiting transport home from Durban, placing growing pressure on repatriation efforts. Now, since repatriation began, numbers have surged from 170 to about 7,000 people seeking to return to their country. In other local news, President Cyril Ramaphosa leads the National Youth Day commemoration today, marking the 50th anniversary of the 1976 Youth Uprising. Now, this year's event honors the courage and sacrifice of young people who helped shape South Africa's democratic journey. Ramaphosa will deliver the keynote address at the precinct adjacent to FNB Stadium in Nasrec with the theme, Reset at 50, our national commitment to the future of freedom lives in every generation. The program includes a wreath laying at the Hector Peterson Memorial and a commemorative coin unveiling. Internationally speaking now, an Iran conflict peace treaty has been signed by negotiating delegations, formally ending months of hostilities. Now, the agreement provides for a ceasefire, phased troop withdrawals, and humanitarian access, with further talks planned on long-term security. Now, Iran says it will continue charging vessels in the Strait of Hormuz after a last-minute amendment to the ceasefire deal with the U.S. It will allow free passage for 60 days, after which tolls will again apply. Now, oil has fallen by $4 to a 3-month low after President Trump said the deal was signed. In other news, Somali referee Omar Abdul Qadir Atan, denied entry into the United States for the World Cup, will still receive his full tournament fee. Although he will take no part in the tournament, FIFA has committed to paying his salary. Now, Atan, Africa's 2025 Referee of the Year, had been set to become the first Somali referee at the World Cup, before returning home to a hero's welcome and later securing a UEFA Super Cup appointment in August. Now, officials can earn about 900,000 to 1.3 million Rand per tournament, depending on assignments. In some other World Cup news to close off, Japan fans left the stands spotless after their World Cup opener against the Netherlands in Texas on Sunday, saying it was Japanese culture to tidy up after themselves. Now, spectators stayed behind after the 2-2 draw to make sure they left the stadium as they found it, meticulously picking up litter and stuffing it into blue plastic bags. That's a habit first learned at primary school, with supporters saying it reflects a wider sense of collective responsibility and respect for shared spaces. Now, Japan are at their 8th straight World Cup, and their fans' cleanliness has become a global calling card. Now, even local fans joined the cleanup efforts as Japan supporters once again turned their post-match routine into a global feel-good moment. Definitely something we can learn from in South Africa. So if you do see litter around you, do make sure you do your part and pick it up. That's where we leave your 7 o'clock news. Let's get the latest in sports now from Gray.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of these kind of stories. We love the Giant Slayers. This one, not quite epic, but a major moment in a FIFA World Cup for Cape Verde. Why? They stole the headlines yesterday at the FIFA World Cup as the world's 67th ranked side. They held the tournament favourites, Spain, to a goalless draw. It's kind of a winner. Player of the match performance from Cape Verde's 40-year-old goalkeeper, Vozinha, kept the Spanish stars at bay, and it is a star-laden team. If you take a look at that, on their World Cup debut, Cape Verde doing the magic. Absolutely love that. Then in our other Group H fixture, Saudi Arabia and Uruguay had to share the spoils, drawing 1 apiece. Now, a fantastic moment for a young star who has kind of earned this right. 7-star Maria Chiremba has been named in the Springbok women's squad for the upcoming 2-match series against the United States. We've been talking about the opportunities in the States for scholarships and beyond. Well, Chiremba, who scored 36 tries this 7th season, certainly put her hand up. She now joins the squad alongside Felicia Jacobs and Danelle Schneiders, who return after prolonged absences as well. Congratulations. So the Springbok women, they take on the United States on the 4th and the 11th of July. Now we can get back into the netballing lane as the Free State Crunnums, they were South Africa's Netball League Division 1 champions. Again, they have been crowned for a 5th time. They defeated defending champions, the Gauteng Golden Fireballs, emphatically. So 46-32 in yesterday's final, gaining some sweet revenge, I would imagine, after settling for silver last year. And you can see what it meant to the team. Now we can get back into tennis as Canada's Denis Shapovalov. He ended a 5-match losing streak in style, defeating British wildcard entry Jack Pennington-Jones in 3 sets in the opening round of the Queen's Club Championships in London. Of course, build up to the next big Grand Slam. Shapovalov, he battled to a 6-4, 4-6, 7-6 victory to secure his first ATP Tour singles win in nearly 2 months. I'm sure breathing a massive sigh of relief. That's where we leave our sport for now. We're going to take a focus on refereeing and why young women have such an amazing opportunity to once again plug into the magic of sport in just a moment. But right now, let's hope that the weather is going to play along for the rest of our public holiday. Let's kick it off in Polokwane. Good morning, first of all, to you. You're going to start off your day with some light drizzle before conditions do clear, albeit that picture looks a little chilly. Temperatures do start from a low of 7 degrees, going to a high of 23 for your Tuesday. And then in the coming days, you can expect mainly sunny skies, thankfully, even though tomorrow does bring partly cloudy conditions. You'll hit a daytime high of 23, and we stay in those low 20s for the rest of the week. Klerksdorp, you're our next stop. Good morning to you. You've got bright and sunny skies above you today. Temperatures starting at a low of 6 and then reaching a high of 22 degrees today. Going into the week, expect predominantly sunny conditions to stick around. Your daytime highs peaking at 21 degrees consistently for the next 3 days. Pretoria, you're our next stop. Good morning to you. Cloud cover is how you start your day, but it will give way to some beautiful afternoon sun. Temperatures ranging between a low of 8 degrees and a high of 21 degrees as well for you today. And in the days ahead, expect mainly sunny skies. The temperatures tomorrow ranging between a low of 8 and again a high of 21 degrees, and we stay in the upper teens for the rest of the week. Johannesburg, you've got a damp start likely today with some morning drizzle. You're probably experiencing it as we speak. Temperatures kick off on a cold 6 degrees as a result, setting at only 18. As we throw it forward, stays in that zone as we look into the week. Expect mostly sunny skies with some lingering clouds and your daytime highs holding consistently at 17 degrees. Mbombela, good morning to you. You're going to have partly cloudy skies throughout your day. Temperatures ranging between a low of 12 degrees and a nice warm 22 as your high. The days ahead brings sunny skies and some warmer temperatures, even though some light wet conditions are expected to roll in from Friday. You can see that minimum chance of rain there as well. Bloem, you're our next stop, and you've got partly cloudy skies above you for most of today. Temperatures rising from a cold 7 degrees to a high of 21. And as we look forward, tomorrow's got sunny skies with some passing clouds, and your temperatures moving from a chilly 4 degrees to set at a nice high of 20. And then we stay in the upper teens from then on. Richards Bay, afternoon showers are on the cards. You can expect that developing across your area today. Temperatures ranging between a cool 17 and a balmy 23 degrees in between the rain. Cloudy and wet conditions, though, are expected over the coming days. Tomorrow, you start off with a 55% chance of rain, in fact, and that drops to 20 as we move to the weekend. Derbs, are you feeling like our playground today? Well, maybe not so much. The day unfolds under cloudy skies with some afternoon showers expected as well, but we do crack a 22-degree high. That's just Durban. Mostly humid and cloudy skies will dominate the coming days as well. Your temperatures peaking in the low 20s throughout. That rain kicking in over the weekend proper. Tata, your day remains pleasant under mostly cloudy skies. Your temperature range for today drifting between 7 and 18 degrees. And then the outlook remains partly cloudy with tomorrow's temperatures sifting between a low of 8 and a high of 22 degrees. Uba, formerly known as Craddock, you're going to start with cloudy skies above and rain chanced at 22% for your Tuesday. Your temperatures moving between a low of 4 and a high of 17 degrees as a result. The week's outlook remaining partly cloudy with daytime highs peaking at 21 degrees up until the start of the weekend. Kogompo City, you've got partly cloudy skies and rain forecast at 45% today. Temperatures sitting between 11 and 19 degrees as a result of that inclement weather. Over the coming days, expect partly cloudy conditions to persist. Your rain expected from Thursday at 25%, and that ramps up to 55% come Friday. Baja, cloud cover widespread across your region today. Temperatures moving between a low of 9 and a high of 19 degrees. Then your low of 11 and a high of 20 is what we can expect tomorrow. And grey skies are going to kind of define the coming days as that cloud cover persists with some rain continuing through Thursday and Friday. Gorgeous George, how are you looking and feeling today? Well, cloudy skies remain in place for much of your day today. Temperatures ranging between a moderate low of 9 for these standards this year and then a high of 17 degrees. And it stays in the upper teens as we look forward. Mostly sunny and cloudy conditions. Sporadically, your temperatures ranging in the high teens to low 20s. The mother city has a foggy start on the cards this morning, but will give way to some beautiful afternoon sun. The temperature's not climbing too high. Started on a chilly 12 degrees and will set at 18. And we stay in the higher teens over the coming days. Expect predominantly sunny skies. Your daytime highs, as I said, holding to the high teens and low 20s. Sutherland, you're our next stop, and today brings cloudy skies accompanied by light easterly winds. And your temperatures ranging from a freezing 4 degrees, setting at only 14 today. And then sunny conditions are going to stick around as the temperatures climb to the upper teens with those lingering clouds. And the temperatures pretty much peaking there, in fact. Kimberley, you've got partly cloudy conditions dominating the forecast for your day today. Temperatures started on a chilly 7, but they'll set on a beautiful 22 degrees as your high. And then tomorrow brings partly cloudy skies as well, with a daytime high sitting at 22, albeit you do start on a chillier 5 degrees and you stay close to that for the rest of the week. Up east, our final stop, you've got partly cloudy skies above and temperatures ranging between a chilly 10 and warming to 23 degrees for your Tuesday. And then looking ahead, we've got a mix of cloudy conditions defining your week. Rainy conditions, though, expected to move in from Friday, and they will persist through the weekend. So we have, and there's an overarching view of our weather patterns moving across our neck of the woods. You can see some charged weather, and we'll keep you updated as we progress. But right now, we want to see what it looks like in your neck of the woods. And this beautiful sunrise view of this hour was sent in by Isaac Mkhize from Nklakzuka in KZN. Oh, come on, now you're just showing off, bud. Look at that. He got up before the weather even got up this morning. That low-lying mist just creates such an ethereal, beautiful picture. The rolling hills. There might be 1,000 of them out there. Absolutely love that. Thank you for showing us the beauty of your land and the timing of that moment. Okay, it's not a competition. Well, maybe it is. If you think you can beat them, share your sunrise with us. 063-036-9649. That is the number to use. In fact, if you want to stay connected throughout the rest of the show, that is how you do it. And we're going to promise you a lot of passion and purpose as we move through the next hour. Have you got dreams of becoming a referee? Well, we might be able to show you exactly how you can do it. And finally, the doors are open to young girls to start dreaming big. We'll see you now. And look they've cloned me. Oh no, Lord help us. No, they haven't done that. There's just one of us, thank goodness. And there's just one of this young superstar, but hopefully there'll be more. For most fans, football is all about the 22 players on the pitch. We invest far too much in them, emotionally and otherwise. But whether it's a local derby, a league match, or a FIFA World Cup final, an army of dedicated professionals put a lot of work in behind the scenes to make those 90 minutes and beyond. It's a World Cup. We'll go to penalties possible. So today we are shining a spotlight on one of the most important roles in the game, bar none. The referee. And joining us this morning, just to humble us a little bit, 20-year-old referee Zita Smith. After taking her first refereeing course at just 16 years old, she knows how to smash through a glass ceiling. She quickly progressed through the ranks, earning SAFA Cape Town Junior Referee of the Year honours. And she now officiates at a regional and provincial level and earned a place on the ABC Motsepe League panel this year. You ain't slowing down. And you got this, I don't want to say an air of arrogance, it's a confidence in yourself. Congratulations on what you've achieved, on all of the accolades. I'm going to ask you first, where does this come from? Were you always the ref? Were you always the boss? Or was there a moment in your own sporting journey where you were like, I need to play that role? Why did this become your passion?
Well, I've always been a part of soccer. Let's start there. I've been playing soccer from a very young age, and then at the age of 16, I couldn't play anymore due to an injury. And obviously, because I've been playing all my life, 16-year-old me just wanted to be a part of this game. Like, this is the only game that I knew. And then at the club that I was playing for, Cape Town Tygerberg Association, was doing a referee's course, and I just walked in on the day and I sat down doing this referee's course, not knowing where it will get me. And honestly, I don't regret going for it that day, because I ended up enjoying it, and I became I really love the game, and I think I am further in my refereeing than what I was when I was playing. So.
Oh, you've created quite an expectation now about what you are capable of in this space. No small measure of expectation around every match, never mind a career. How do you feel when you're in those moments? Because you've had some crunch moments now already, and you're about to step into an even higher stakes space. I mean, players' careers could rest on your shoulders, not to make you terrified or anything.
Yeah.
What is the toughest part? What was the biggest lesson you've had to learn?
I had to learn that refereeing is really a mental thing. You have to be really well prepared mentally, physically, because your fitness level and all those things. So I think it all just plays down to that.
So how do you train? Because you're an athlete and you train for this. So from a fitness and a mental perspective and understanding the game, because every game's going to be different as well.
Of course.
You've got different players. Like, how do you train and prepare yourself for these moments?
Well, usually I train about 3 to 4 times a week, and then usually match days on Saturdays. So the day before, which is Friday, I would focus on like a active rest type of day, and then the days after match day, that would be my recovery days. So I do focus on a lot of cardio because we're running almost more than the players.
I was going to ask you, no, I was going to say, but I mean, we've seen the likes of Ronaldo, like 10 kilometers at a sprint during a match. I mean, it's literally like that. Anyone working in film who's worked in one location will know that. Their watch will tell them. But how much do you cover? How exhausted are you after a match? Because it's not just the physical, it's the mental energy that you're burning.
Yes, definitely. That's why I say we focus a lot on cardio. And one thing that keeps us referees in shape is our region and province do regular fitness tests. So we often have to prepare for fitness tests. So yeah, it keeps us on our toes, and we really go for it, yeah.
But the players, and we've seen this, the players feed off you. They'll feed off your athleticism. If you're there, if you're going to put yourself, I mean, we've been seeing the AI cam version of it, the referees, the difference it makes if a referee is here or here. And that's fitness. If I'm going to get there, and you're playing alongside, when I say playing, with all due respect, I know it's a very serious job, but you've got to essentially be a player on that field, running alongside some of the fittest people in the business. Crunch time. There's a BMT, a big match temperament element about this whole job, because you're putting yourself in a situation that most people would shy away from. How do you deal with the anxiety of that expectation? Have you ever got it wrong?
Well, I think it boils down to resilience. And why I say that is because you will make a mistake. We are all just human, right? You will make a mistake and everyone will see that mistake. I think that the skill there is really resetting yourself 10 seconds later and focusing on making the next decision the correct call.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, how do you bottle it? How long did it take you to get that right? Have there been moments where you, on this journey, especially as a young person, I mean, you started at 16
Yeah.
in this journey, which is insane to me. Have there been moments where it's felt too big, where it's so much bigger than you are? As a young woman in South Africa, with all of this now, we're putting even more expectations on your shoulder to save all young women in South Africa as a referee. Like, has there been a moment where it has been too much? And how do you deal with that, the dark side of these sorts of things?
Well, probably in the heat of the moment, I'm like, yo, my world is falling apart. But after that, the game is usually not finished, right? Because you have to do self-reflection, you have to write reports and things. And I think what plays a very big role in my life currently is that I've got a very good support system from Cape Town Tigerbergs Referees Association, and of course my parents too. So I think that really helps with those times, yeah.
I feel like you're such a resource because I can ask you questions from a player's perspective, from a referee's perspective, but from a sport perspective, because you've got to carry the agenda of the sport. And we've seen such a clear agenda at this FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
Referees understand this is the chance. If we want to sort out AR nonsense, if we want to sort out rules, this is the chance to do it. As a referee, what advice do you have for young female footballers right now? What is their best opportunity? What should they be focusing on with their own training, with their own vision of their future? What is your heart of all hearts say based on your beautiful kind of window into the sport that you have?
Well, what I have to say for them is that if 16-year-old me could sign up and do that refereeing course, anyone watching it can do it as well. And I just want to let young girls know that refereeing is a real career path.
You're the boss. You got to deal with the pressure, but you're the boss on that field, and you're getting major boss vibes here. I love the fact that you are clearly exactly where you're supposed to be, because I have a feeling this is going to matter so much to other girls in the path following you. They need to see it. They need to experience it. And I love the fact that you can stand here and you can say, you're 16, you feel like there's no opportunities around you, go kick down a door and create it, because that's what you've done.
Yes, of course.
Set against one of the greatest, I think, most painful things that can happen to an athlete, an injury that redefines your course. You have just turned that into the greatest opportunity. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know why I'm buttering you up. It's not like you're going to be reffing anything I'm playing in. She has left these leagues far, far behind her right now, and thankfully so. Zita is on an incredible trajectory. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully, you can plug in, go and ask her questions. We'll keep her social media deets up. I have a feeling she will DM back. She will answer questions relating to football and refereeing, okay? So please, if you see a player that grabs the headlines, maybe think about the officials that set the context and provided the space for them to be able to do that safely, professionally. Go easy on the refs, man. We wish you all the best as she continues to climb the refereeing ladder. I have a feeling this is not the last time we're going to see you on this couch. So congratulations and happy Youth Day, girl.
Thank you so much.
Seldom do youth achieve all of this, but yes, she is a youth on Youth Day. No, hopefully that has inspired you.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this Youth Day. We have been celebrating all the way around, and now we continue down the avenue of sports, especially when it comes to our girls. Now, sports has the power to build confidence and friendships and also those valuable life skills. Yet research shows that many girls actually start dropping out of sport during their teenage years. Now, as part of Youth Month and Dove Body Confidence Sport, we're exploring why keeping girls involved in sport truly matters and what parents and coaches and even schools and communities can do to help these girls stay active, confident, and in the game for so much longer. Which is exactly why on our couch this morning, we're very warmly welcoming in counseling psychologist specializing in sports psychology, Dr. Denise Boer, also athlete Justine Cornelius, and her coach, PJ Moses. So let's give them a feel good welcome, everybody. A Youth Day welcome at that. Guys, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
What a great topic. We've been exploring this thing about girls in sports for the longest time, but I'll start with you, Doc, as well. As girls move through adolescence, a critical time in their lives as well, what are some of those factors that really influence whether they continue participating in sports?
I mean, it's such an important topic because we lose so many girls.
Right.
But there's so many things that play a part, and I think for each girl it's different. But generally speaking, the physical factors that come in, it's puberty, bodily changes, and that can affect self-confidence because girls you become self-conscious.
Yeah.
And you can feel embarrassed when things are not going well on the field, on court.
Sure.
And then coupled with that, the social factors. Girls like to feel a sense of belonging. And if you don't have that in your sport, it's easy to make the choice not to continue.
Sure.
And then also cultural things. For some girls and some cultures and societies, there's a bias towards certain sports and what girls can and cannot do still. And sometimes girls drop out of that because they simply don't have the support. Or being spoken down to in terms of, no, girls can't do that.
Right.
And then they can also stop.
Yeah, that double standard exists, which you're saying absolutely not.
100%.
I'm not about that. Justine said, I'm here to make a difference. But on your part, besides the success that you've now enjoyed, was there a time where your confidence was really tested in the sporting world?
100%.
Yeah.
I think more than once, actually. I think personally, if I speak from a personal standpoint, I remember playing or starting paddle, getting into paddle, being introduced to it back in like 2022. So this was a few years ago. And I remember when I came into it, it was very male-dominated, felt like a male-dominated space specifically. And then I remember like, this seems like something I'd want to do for sure. But you feel a bit intimidated. I mean, as a woman, I think a lot of women can attest to it because you feel intimidated in most male-dominated spaces. But I remember actually the first female game that I watched, when those women got onto court, I mean, the outfits they were wearing, they were sweaty, they didn't care what they looked like. I mean, their shots, the confidence, and then that's when I was like, okay, yeah, this is something I'd want to do. I think it's so important to have representation.
That's right.
I think if girls see themselves in other women, or women see themselves in other women, I think that's when you're like, that's something you want to do.
I mean, you can't be what you don't see, right?
100%.
And so to have that moment of recognition, it's like holding up a mirror and going, I'm able to do this as well. I mean, my closest example is going to the gym and just seeing all the sweetie men in the equipment section. And I say, let me go back to the treadmill, actually. So 100%, it's really beautiful to be able to witness that. I mean, Coach, you also get a nice front row view into all of it from Justine to other people as well. What are some of the biggest challenges that you perhaps see that young girls sort of face in the sports world today, and how important is it to hone in on that sense of confidence?
I think what's important for them especially is that they should feel that they can do it. It's not impossible, and I think what girls like Justine and other women have achieved, especially in paddle, where I'm from, is that they've given them that you don't have to worry about how shape you are, or how you look, or what you have. It's about what you do on the paddle court. That's important, and that helps girls outside of paddle as well. We see quite a few come in from school sports, from other school sports, coming into paddle now, and going in because it's so easy to learn. And for them, that's her sense of achievement is what brings a sparkle to their eye, and how all of a sudden all of them want to play, and when their friends see it, they also want to play. And that's the cool thing about the paddle world at the moment. It's growing so quickly. Women and girls are taking over the space.
Come on.
There's a lot of women-only competitions at the moment, and it's really doing well. And it's exciting to see girls and women come into the space and just taking it over. You know what I mean? I'm a girl dad myself,
Oh,
so
I love that.
I'm hoping that one day she will also follow into the paddle world. But yeah, it's an awesome thing to see that women can find a safe space to grow and be together as well.
I love that. And I mean, with the example of you, there are so many young girls right now that are going, okay, sure, forget about aesthetics, ability should be the focus, and I can bring that to the court. And that's where confidence really comes from, right? Because our appearance changes from different stages of our lives, and the real confidence comes from what we bring to the table. So what practical things, maybe I'll chat to the coach and Doc as well, can we really instill in our coaches and our parents and our teammates to really create a safe environment for our girls to feel supported? Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you know, coaches, parents have such a big role to play, but also fellow teammates, you know, and I think you raised an important point in terms of safety. You want to go as a girl to your sport and you want to feel safe, not just physically safe, but also emotionally safe.
Right.
You know, you want to be uplifted. And so I think coaches, parents have that role where they can, you know, it's important to support decisions of girls as to what sport they want to participate in, and also to just be a sounding board sometimes when things are going tough, because sport is not always easy. You go through your challenges, and so I think that's important. And then also as teammates to just give that positive encouragement and to celebrate victories of fellow girls and women. We've got so much power, and we should draw that, you know, and provide that to our fellow teammates and so on, so that can feel it's a good experience.
And tap into that potential. It's there waiting to be used. I mean, Coach, would you agree?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think what Doc touched on now is that you need that support from everyone. You know what I mean? Like, our parents have to support, school systems have to support the girls as well. And as coaches, we try to just, you know, help them with the self-belief. It's small things like if you can hit the ball over the net 10 times, you've achieved something. You know what I mean? If you can just play out the point, win a game, it's not about winning or losing, but it's more about the experience.
That's
and
right.
the more experiences they have, the more they'll be confident. You know what I mean? The great thing about paddle has been that it's so easy accessible. It's a bit of an expensive sport at the moment, but we're working on bringing the cost
The more
down.
people play.
The more people play, the more you know, the cost will come down. But I think what helps the girls is just that her sense of achievement, and because if you can achieve it on the court, you can achieve it in your life.
In real life. I mean, Justina, I see you nodding away. A quick word to the young girls out there right now that you would love to encourage to get into sports and move the barriers out the way, saying, yes, I can do that.
Yeah. I think I would probably just say do it. Do it if you feel scared. Do it if you feel nervous, if you feel intimidated, if you feel like this is not something that's meant for you, you're not meant to be doing it. If your friends are doing something else and you're the only one that's doing it, do it because you want to, not because you're following a trend, not because you think it's cool, or just do it because you'll probably enjoy it and you'll probably love it and it will probably be the best decision of your life.
Sure, and then you'll probably end up on our couch as well. And we'll be celebrating you right now. Guys, thank you so much for coming through. I feel encouraged. I know at home, so many of our youth are probably watching, considering that it is Youth Day today, and that was beautiful encouragement. And we want to keep girls in sport. It isn't just about creating future athletes, although we love to see that. It is about helping young people just develop their confidence and their resilience to fight back and a positive relationship with themselves and also their abilities. Now, if you would like to learn more about the Dove Body Confidence Sport Program and its mission to help more girls stay active, confident and engaged in sports, be sure to visit Dove's website and, of course, their social media platforms.
Choose confidence. Dove is the perfect first deodorant for teens. Gentle on skin, effective on sweat.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast show on this wonderful Youth Day. Now, 50 years after the Soweto uprising, I can't believe it's already been that long. South Africa's young people continue to shape the country's future in very powerful ways. So We Vote founder and CEO Dhafir Mustafa joins us to reflect on the legacy of the 16th of June 1976, including the challenges facing the youth today and why civic participation remains as important as ever.
How are you, young man? Birthdays, exams, a lot of craziness in your world, and now you must get the whole country to vote. No small measure, you know? Thank you for being this voice. And I will, with all due respect, say young man. On Youth Day, that's a very powerful title, so you hold that with great care, and I think you understand the awesome responsibility. So why, my friends, why are we so passionately trying to get young South Africans to understand the power of their position?
So, if we think about why we're here today, right? 50 years ago, we saw a young generation of, let's be honest, they were kids, right? Give up their freedom and say, we see something in a world that we don't like. I don't want to grow up like that. I actually want to go out there and make a difference. And the reason why I think we celebrate Youth Day, knowing that, you know, it was also a tragedy, is because we really know deep down that it's a story of hope. Right? When you look at not only what they did, but the world's response, I think that the message that you take away from that is when young people speak, the world listens. But more importantly, the hope comes in when we remember that change didn't happen overnight. It was another 18 years until there was an election and another 20 until we had a constitution. And so, you know, at any point in that journey, we couldn't fault anyone if they had to be like, hey, I'm giving up, I don't want to do this anymore. But they didn't, you know. I want to believe that we still are that nation. And when you've got a population that is a third young people, I want to believe that we've still got that fight in us and we have to give it some sort of effort.
I want to believe you have to be that. You really have to be that. And I'm so glad you used the word hope in this framing, because hope is often misconceived as being something that's given to us. But it's something you've got to foster. It's something you've got to grow. You've got to sacrifice for over time to grow and build.
You took the words out of my mouth. I love the
incredible.
hopes really stood out for me. When you look at the youth of 1976 and the youth of 2026, I mean, there's a 50-year gap there, different sort of causes that we're fighting towards in between. What is the difference and what are we focusing on now?
Look, some things don't change. For instance, and a lot has, right? If you think about technology, obviously, it's changed. We've also now got a democracy. We can vote. We can make our voice heard a lot more effectively. So the toolkit gets bigger, but if you look at what hasn't changed, I think we're still worried that institutions aren't listening to young people. I think that we're still thinking about the day-to-day cost of living, amongst other things. There's a whole lot of new issues as well. I think then what has to change is the way that we show up. Because what hasn't changed is, I think, a passion to say that we can live in a better world. And so we've got to do something about it.
You think that the youth are underserved, and then you become a little bit older and you realize that potentially everyone is underserved. There is a level of voter apathy. For whatever justifications you want to put there, we can always find a way. But then it feels like we're filling that action vacuum with blame and a nice get-out-of-jail-free card that doesn't force us to do something about it. Is there voter apathy within young people in terms of what is happening based on what they're saying? Is it the baggage that we are bringing into this equation with us? This disconnect, how do we bridge that gap?
Are you ready for a nuanced answer?
Go for it. So go for it.
I agree with you. It's not just one party that needs to do something. And when I say party, I mean it like, you know, youth.
Role player. Yeah.
So, because it is all parties when it comes to politics that are part of the problem. Right? When we look at government, for instance, I think that, I mean, I spend a lot of time registering people. When I speak to them about why you need to get registered, they understand theoretically that it's important, right? There's an election, you've got a voice, you've got to use it. I think that as a society, we've gotten really comfortable with making everything super individual, where it gets to a point where you say, oh, well, if something happens, it's because I didn't work hard enough. And so I just need to do better. And then you go out and you vote. And we speak about every vote matters, every vote counts, and it does. But your one vote, it's not going to change an election. And then you feel like,
and you
okay,
don't
well
see
then,
it,
yeah, then you feel like, okay, I might as well stay away, right? I think another contributing factor, obviously, is that when you've got political parties that run on slogans that say, like, you know, we will give you the bare minimum. You know, the manifesto says the lights will be on, the water will be running. It's like the water should be running.
Yeah, these are basic human rights. Yeah.
We're striving to pass, to put it in student terms, you know? You're aiming for 50%.
That 33.3.
No,
actually.
yeah, exactly. So what happens when you fall short? You tell yourself, I'm working to it, right? We don't even start to think about, well, what do I actually want government to do? You're thinking about, what do I need to survive? And I don't think that that's good enough, right? So I can understand why people don't show up and vote. I think a big part of my work is not to say, oh, but you know, Nelson Mandela went to jail and you've got to... With respect, we know that story. Young people know that story. I think it's about mobilizing them to say, the system fails sometimes. It's on us to not give up on it, but to take the toolkit that was left behind by the generations before and say, okay, how do we build on that?
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't give up on the fact that we believe that we want better, you know?
And here's the deal. You've got a roadmap to say, and it might, if you feel like the conditions today are impossible, go back to 1976 and imagine what it would have felt like to wake up that day and look at what the playing field in front of you at that age and how impossible it would have seemed. Dip into Tata Madiba's letters that he wrote to his children while he was in prison, where there would have been no hope at all. Those are the stories under the story that I think we often forget. It's the long game. It's the stuff that you've got to earn over time, which is difficult to tell even someone my age, let alone a young person, that you've got to start playing the long game. How do we get the passion and the purpose that is clearly flowing out of you to flow through these kind of ecosystems? What is that thing that pushes your button that gets you so impassioned about this?
You know what I think it is? You've got a society where it's been individualized to such a point that you feel it's just entirely on you. Right? There's no sense of community, and I think that, therefore, like at a very micro level, you can even start just by being a better friend to other people. It starts with listening, right? We can't expect, I think, institutions to listen to us if we're not listening to each other.
And there's no connection there, so why should they listen?
Yeah, you know, it's also this like common duty, I think, that unites us, especially as South Africans, where we've got Ubuntu as like a grounding principle. It's something that we feel for each other. It's just about making sure that we don't create a disconnect for ourselves between like politics and personal, because that will never happen. And, you know, so education plays a big role, because now you've got to be like, okay, well, it's about understanding that I've got a role in society. So it's not just about, you know, what's out there. It's about where am I and like what role do I play in the larger
greater
scheme of things,
scheme,
you know?
What about meeting people where they're at? I mean, young people, I'm gonna put myself in that bracket as well. We're online, maybe chronically, most of the time. Do you meet people there as well to encourage the behavior to vote and be part of the bigger picture?
I mean, you have to, right? As someone that I think is expected to like politics, it might surprise you to find out that I hate it completely.
Which is why you have to do this.
You have to. I mean, you know, what's it be the change you want to see? But I don't know, have you ever opened a government statement or anything to do with the government, like at all? It's always like, we note with concern that blah, 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 blah. And you're like, whatever, this could have been like one sentence, you know? So, but you only open it if you actually care about it, right? The thing is, everyone, I think, cares about the outcome. They maybe don't know enough or care enough to engage with like a mundane process where you need to know, like...
Or we choose not to because it's a mundane process.
Yeah, because I mean, you've got to like have like, I don't know, a Shakespeare level kind of English to understand. And it's almost like they do it on purpose, right? So I think that the system feeds off of people not knowing what their rights are or where they fall into it, and that's why we've got to meet them where they are. So like we've gone on social media and we've said, listen, that whole policy document that's like 50 lines, here's like 3 lines.
Here's the bullet points.
Yeah, this is what they want. This is what they want to do. Here's whatever. The reason why my organization doesn't turn around and go, therefore vote for, is because when I think about education, I'm trying to get people to say, yes, I'm learning about the process, but I'm learning about myself. Right? I get to see what it is that I believe, because often no one's come to you and asked your opinion. Right? So the best that I think I can do is to say, well, here's a policy that no one's ever asked you about. Now that you understand it in the most basic terms, maybe you start to form an opinion, and it's okay if that changes over time.
You're giving them a voice.
But you're learning. You know?
You're giving them a voice, you're giving them an agency. So what I've discovered in my jaded old version of this life that you are now living, with all the baggage I bring, it's often the legal loopholes where the negative is allowed to live and breathe. And that's almost to 100% of the time when we encounter these massive inadequacies. So I hope you're ready, young man,
It's also where
for the rest of your career to be working on those.
That's where the fun can be at as well. I mean, look,
now you're a lawyer. Now the lawyer's coming out.
When it comes to young people, right, I think that, you know, earlier on I spoke about us using the toolkit better. If we look at what young people are doing around the world, it's not the standard kind of expectation that we have from protests, and that's fine. The problems that we have is not the standard expectation that we have from government.
Needs a different approach.
So you need to kind of innovate. If we look at, for instance, with ICE on the streets of America in January, right, you would expect that, you know, yes, there were a bunch of marches, there were a lot of whatever. The most interesting protest that I thought happened was that people went and played the drums outside of the hotels to keep the agents up all night, and then in the morning they couldn't do their job. And so
I
it's
love
like,
the unconventional method.
All I'm saying is there is a vuvuzela or two, I guaranteed, in the US at the moment. But well done. Thank you so much for being here to be this today at such a vitally important time. But I don't think you need our validation. I have a feeling you've got some kind of internal sauce boiling over there, which is beautiful, man. So keep fighting the good fight, my brother.
Thank you so much, Zafir. We appreciate it. Youth Day is not only a time to remember the sacrifices of the past, 50 years ago, in fact, it's also a great opportunity to consider how our young people can help shape our future.
All right, so in the vein of Youth Day today, and it's obviously a difficult one because we've got to go back there. And yes, we've got to swallow the bitter pill and understand what it was like, the reality of a young South African then. But we also get to look forward. We get to look inward in this vein and see what makes us so proud of young people in our communities.
It's true, and that's why we posed the question to you. So let's see exactly what you had to say about the youth in your community. Thank you for getting in touch, Nzanzi. Let's check out the first comment.
And of course, I think a lot of people are going to step in for this one, and hopefully so. DC Class saying, what makes me proud of Youth Day in my community is their creativity. They use social media, technology, and their talents to create opportunities for themselves and others. I love that. Thank you, DC Class. Dwayne Claassen, a regular contributor. Love you, Guy. Thank you so much. I'm proud of the way young people embrace diversity and acceptance. They bring people together and encourage understanding across different backgrounds. Make the circle bigger. I love that, Dwayne. Thank you so much. Let's squeeze one more in here. From Simam Kele, our proudly 100% youth-established, youth-led and youth-fun MPO, creating opportunities by employing 100% youth and providing daily support through feeding 100% youth. Would like to wish everyone a happy Youth Day. And that's how you do it.
I'll receive that.
That's how you do it. I'm even going to receive it as the most immature person in this room. And I'm probably the oldest person in this room. But next to the likes of this young man, thank you so much, my brother. Absolutely wonderful to having you here today.
We appreciate you. We'll see you straight after the break, and we'll get into a nice little round of how rusts with Woolies are made.
Think it's just another day? Well, not anymore, because I could be pulling up to your door next. Spin and win up to 20,000 Rand. Plus an extra 2,000 Rand if you have a World Sports betting account, and another 2,000 Rand if you can hit a small dance challenge with me. To enter, all you have to do is head over to the competition post of Expresso's Facebook, X, and Instagram pages, and all you have to do is follow the prompts. And not signed up yet? Well, head to wsb.co.za, use the promo code TheBeat50 to get a free 50 Rand sports bet. World Sports Betting, bet to the beat. I'll see you soon.
Welcome back. You've come just in time for a sweet treat. Now, from carefully selected ingredients and time-honored baking methods to the perfect crunch and unmistakable homemade taste, there's a lot more that goes into a pack of Woolworths rusks than you might expect. Now, Graham visited one of Woolworths' trusted rusk suppliers to get a behind-the-scenes look at the passion, but also the craftsmanship and attention to detail that delivers that Woolies difference. Let's get right into it.
There is nothing quite like dipping a crunchy rusk into your morning coffee. It's about as South African as it gets. Well, today I'm in a very industrious Paarl visiting Into Food to find out how the Woolworths rusks are made. Now, crafted with the finest ingredients, obviously, and using a method that requires a lot of time and care, there is a reason why they have become a South African staple. So let's go behind the scenes and find out what goes into creating the perfect crunch. Maybe you could introduce yourselves, this massive operation, and maybe delve a little bit into this wonderful relationship with Woolworths.
Into Food is a South African food manufacturer, and we've been a trusted supplier and partner to Woolworths over the last 3 decades, actually. We supply a large variety of prepared convenience meals.
And you feel the scale of your operations. Talk us through the evolution of the rusk and this beautiful relationship with Woolworths.
When we started off with rusks exactly this year, 30 years ago, in 1996 we started, it was only a couple of products, what I probably would like to call household favorite. And then over the years, that sort of evolved into 2 different rusk product categories. So one we call our home style rusk range, and the other one in your printed packaging is called our everyday rusk range. We also picked up on a lot of trends. So instead of only having your core products, we've then developed a number of different innovative products over the years.
It feels like there is a lot going on in this space. It's hands-on, but it's the imagination, the passion, the love for what happens inside this building that's got me most excited. How does an idea first form? Where does it all begin?
As a product developer, you don't have an off switch. You literally follow chefs, influencers. Everything you see influences what you're going to do next. But you have to keep in mind a rusk is a rusk. It must stay in character. It's a crispy, crunchy eat. It must be dunkable. So you can only start playing with flavors and adding some additional textures.
From your perspective, take us from that idea to getting a rusk on the table. And maybe as a part of that journey, can you point out anything new that might be making its way?
That's a state secret. But we will literally start in the test bake with these ladies that will start baking my mom or my grandmother's recipe, and we will start tweaking and playing with it, adding new things, taking things out. But that's the easy part. Once it's approved, packaging needs to be designed, the product needs to be tested in the factory to see if it actually works, and then the whole process starts, and that can take up to 9 months.
Yeah. Do you reckon you made over $1 million in your time? Maybe. Exclusively made for Woolworths using a very traditional method, these incredible rusks are crafted with a lot of care, a lot of time, and a huge amount of attention to detail. From small batch baking to slow drying to hand packing. It is quite an involved process, so I think we should go back to the beginning and find out more. Nkatazwa, thank you for letting us step inside your crazy, busy world. Thank you for taking a break yourself. But let's go back to the beginning. Take us through the start of the process.
It starts with our suppliers, and on top of that, we've got also very strict standards also which we need to adhere to. We then also audit them. Once we receive the raw material, we then check it against the agreed standard as well. And then once we're happy with it, we do have a sorting process for any raw materials that need sorting, for any potential foreign objects, and we do a sieving process as well for our dry ingredients.
So what actually happens once we enter into your space?
What we need to get first is the recipe with a standard method with set times. We also establish flavor parameters as well as texture and appearance parameters during the development process. Then from there, it goes into production where we bulk it up. The process in its entirety takes no longer than 24 hours. So it starts at scaling, Then comes the mixing process, about an hour. From there, it goes on to the work-off stage, which is where they portion it and put it on the trays. From that point, it goes into the baking and then drying. The drying, which is, I would say, the most critical step to remove the excess moisture from the product. So that process takes about 8 hours. And then after that, we need to leave it down to cool down before we can then put it into the packet to pack it for our customer.
Oh, well, I wish the viewers at home could smell what it smells like in here. This is amazing. So I think you kind of get a sense of when they're ready, but is there like a scientific, a technical term for the crunchability, I don't know, the dippability? How do you know you have created the perfect rusk?
So the crunchability that you're referring to is the texture of the product. We've got a machine that actually analyzes that for us and gives us a reading.
There is so much science woven into the magic happening in this place. It is mind-blowing.
Woolworths being able to achieve this level of quality starts long before the products reach the shelf. By working with very capable and trusted suppliers like Interfoods, Woolworths is able to ensure quality control at every gateway through the production process.
This might seem like a silly question after I've just spent a few hours walking around the entire production process, but it's blown me away.
How do you get that baseline of quality throughout the entire production line?
It all starts with sourcing the finest ingredients. Thereafter is obviously working with our experts that have over 30 years of experience. Our rusks are then produced in small batches that allows us to ensure that that quality and consistency comes through with every batch. We do regular quality checks across the Woolworths and the Interfood team, where we ensure that every product that's sitting on our shelves answers to our strict quality requirements.
Let's talk newness now. If you look at the Woolies shelves, they look quite different in the rusk department. What's got you most excited? What's got the shoppers most excited?
We've got milk tarts, a Coo Sister, a choc chip, and in our home style range, we've got a nut and seed, which answers to that consumer that told us that, listen, I love nuts and seeds in your rusk, but I actually don't want the dried fruit. And then we've got two exciting flavors as well. This is a cinnamon with a Biscoff, and then we've got a coconut and apricot rusk.
From the very finest quality ingredients, an ultra-traditional hands-on baking method, probably the most rigorous quality control we've ever seen, and constant innovation, it is clear that a lot of expertise and passion goes into literally every rusk. So if you're looking for the perfect partner to your afternoon tea or your morning cup of coffee, look no further than your closest Woolies. The range is going to blow you away as well. I'm going to take a leaf out of their book now, though, and get back to work, get a bit industrious. By that, I mean find a quiet spot for a coffee and a rusk. This has been amazing.
I'm just hoping Graham came back with truckloads of rusks for the team. But right now, we want you to give into your winter cravings with the Woolies Dunkit Festival. Now, My Difference members get 25% off 2 selected Woolies coffees, rusks, and hot chocolates just in time for winter, while all customers get 20% off 2 until the 21st of June. Shop the Dunkit Festival at Woolworths, in-store, online, and of course on the Woolies app. T's and C's can be found on their website, woolworths.co.za.
Tahila's so amazing that we couldn't find anyone to beat her, so she decided she was just going to beat herself, okay, and create a dessert. Well, it's an online viral trend that feels like we're combining a couple of everybody's favorite things into one. So the butternut soup, next level. You and I, we are cut from the same cloth. Our love language is the same, I think.
I heard so much about your tomato soup, and I'm waiting for it.
She heard it all from me, okay? But now we are not making soup. Not now. And if you do love an indulgent no-bake dessert, okay, this one is going to deliver. It's high visual impact, as you can see on your screens. 0 oven time. Today's recipe developer, Tahila, yes, she has proven just how amazing she is at leveling things up. So she's going to tackle this international cult favorite. We are learning the ultimate pro tips for stacking a crunchy cocoa base, a rich custard, buttercream, whatever that is going on in the middle there, and then a smooth chocolate glaze into a perfect, neat, razor-sharp slice. Wow, I've created a bit of expectation for something
Oh,
that
yeah, quite a high
is going to
one.
be quite easy. Okay, so Nainabo? Am I even saying
Nanaimo.
Nanaimo.
You know what? At first glance, I looked at it and I was like, "That's a millionaire shortbread."
Yeah.
Complete opposite.
Okay.
I don't know what you call them, but it's kind of a mixture of Mayo biscuits. Firstly, I've got some butter.
More butter, more better.
Always.
So we're not holding back with this particular recipe. We're looking for an indulgent treat. We're looking for something to reward ourselves. Press that dopamine button. So we're going to do this with responsibility, okay?
Yes.
When you're going to make these, maybe lock the others away. So you just
One at a time.
One at a time, exactly.
One at a time.
More sugar?
So this is icing sugar. I'm just going to dump it all in.
Go for
It's quick, fast. This is custard powder, which I found was very interesting. This is not a South African treat in any way. It's Canadian. It's kind of a take on one of our treats because we have a treat with Mayo biscuits in it.
Yeah.
And you mix them with chocolate. I'm not sure what everyone calls it. I just call them blokkies. But
Okay,
anyway,
yeah,
so
it's
it's kind
like
of like a
a
chocolate
fake-
square with Mayo biscuits in it, like a fake brownie.
100%. Like parents making them when we've run out of other stuff and now your kid's like, I need to take
Exactly.
stuff for bake sale tomorrow.
It's what's in the pantry. So it's kind of, the base is kind of a similar vibe, Mayo biscuits, chocolate, and then you've got like a custard flavored buttercream in the middle, which is very interesting. Also, instead of caramel that you get in a millionaire shortbread, you'd have some custard and
That's quite
then
nice.
a decadent chocolate layer on top with some salt. I prefer a little bit of flaky salt just to cut through it because
It's
we
a
are
lot of
eating quite
chocolate.
a lot of sugar,
Yeah,
a lot
for
of
sure.
chocolate.
Okay, and that didn't take too long. It's
No,
looking
it's
beautiful
basically
and
done.
blonde. And this, I suppose, because we're not baking it, you want to kind of take the time to honor the ingredients to get the most out of them.
Yes.
So good tempering on the chocolate to get that beautiful glaze. And a beautiful white whip here.
Nice and fluffy.
And I think that's quite nice. Even the custard kind of flavor profile is going to take a bit of the edge off. It's not quite that over the top. I mean, I shy away from caramels and condensed milk and things like that. I love the flavor, but it's
You'd
just
assume
too
it's
much.
Too sweet, too much.
Okay.
I can't quite explain how it comes together, but it's such an interesting flavor profile. A bit of salt, chocolate, biscuits for some crunch, and then like a custardy, like Moorish flavor.
I mean, this was waiting to be an internet trend. I'm sorry. This was just like
100%.
absolutely. And I suppose it's one of those that does stand up as well. Beautiful, okay? And you can see she does things as much visually. You said you're all about color, and I love that.
Yes.
Because those of us who aren't educated, color is a big part of how we are guided. Bam, look at that.
Bam, bam, and we are done.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's it, boom.
That's
done.
it. It's
Eat
such a friendly, like you said, for school, like a bake sale, that kind of thing to do the night before. No baking, no fussing.
And a little goes a long way, which is also great when you are feeding the little ones, when you don't want to go overboard. Okay, so our custard filling is there. We've got our beautiful kind of biscuity chocolate base, which could have been a fake treat all on its own. I like...
I would also eat it on its own.
Yeah, and fair
But you
game.
have to try it with the layers.
Yeah, no, very much so. It's got to squelch and squish and do all of that. And you've given yourself quite a nice thick layer, which says to me that's going to be a
Yes.
beautiful TV bite when that comes out the other side. And then, obviously, the tempering the chocolate here, this becomes slightly more important because you are wanting an end result here. You want that kind of nice sheen.
Exactly.
You don't want the chocolate to split, right? Is that why we
You don't want it
bain-marie
to split. We want it, yeah, that's why we bain-marie it. And then the main thing is that, like, we obviously set it in the fridge, but when we make things like this, they don't stay in the fridge. If you have it out on the counter, you want your chocolate to stay set. So if you melt it on the stovetop under a nice low heat, your chocolate will stay set at room temperature, which is very
'cause,
important.
and it's so good because obviously, like, I'm a pseudo-intellectual when it comes to cooking. I've learned everything from cooking reality shows, and that's about it. So you assume the tempering is all about the snap and the look, but you forget it's about the...
less about that and more actually about the structure of your
The
chocolate.
resilience
Because your
in-
chocolate is made up of thousands of crystals, which actually people aren't aware of. But it's important that your crystals sit correctly. So not only do you get like that aesthetic crunch and bite, you also get structure.
Please, I'm going to answer the question that about 99.9% of our viewers are asking in their head right now. What is your handle? How can people follow you and ask you these sorts of questions directly?
So, funny enough, online I'm known as that dancing chef.
Of course.
I do not dance, I cannot dance, I don't have the gene in my body. But the flavors dance, and that is the point.
See, no, you and me, look, it doesn't stop me from dancing, but I was devoid of musicality. But we love the creativity, and it does come together. So that is looking
This
beautiful.
is
We've
our
taken the
chocolate.
time to temper it.
And we're just gonna... oh,
Look at that. Oh, my.
stunning.
I mean, that's just ridiculous. Okay, this was always destined to be, I think, one of the greatest trends that we have followed. Absolutely beautiful. And then very quickly, we let it set in the fridge at...
Yes. So you
Or
let
how
it sit overnight, either that, or you can just leave it at room temperature in a nice cool place, and your chocolate will set up properly, and then you cut into it.
Okay, and the only rule is you've got to make your layers as thick as tahilas. Absolutely amazing.
Yes.
You are brilliant. The Dancing Chef is where you can find it. We'll keep all of those details up because I have a feeling you want to do a deep dive. She's got some great content, but you learn so much with every step.
Always happy to answer questions. Pop me a DM.
Okay, even silly questions, as you've seen
So
today.
even silly questions.
Absolutely beautiful, and I really love it. Finish it off with a little bit of rock salt, some molten salt or something, just to take the edge off the chocolate. But I think this is a match made in heaven.
100%.
They say three's a company, not in this, or three's a crowd, not in this case. We'll see you on the other side. Will there be any of these left? I just
Probably
don't know.
not.
We'll see now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi. If nobody has said it to you already, happy Youth Day. Now, this morning we're celebrating young South Africans who are making an impact in their own unique way. And one of these individuals is content creator Iman Sibda, known for his authentic storytelling, relatable humor, and also honest approach to life. Iman has built a loyal online community by simply being himself. Since publicly sharing his journey as a trans man, he's become an important voice for things like visibility and representation. We already know that it matters so much. And self-acceptance, inspiring young South Africans along the way on his journey as well. So let's give him a feel-good welcome, everybody! Come on, Iman. Welcome and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me on your show. It's a real honor.
Of course. I was just telling him that I swear I've seen you on my TikTok and you were like, I hope so. You've definitely come across it. But it is Youth Day today, the 16th of June. And so many, young people are still trying to figure out and navigate their way in the world. It's a very tricky time. And that lasts into your 20s as well. And you've chosen to share quite a personal journey with so many people online and beyond. So what gave you the confidence in your journey to take to your phone and then publicly talk about your journey in every sense?
Well, I've been on social media for a few years, and during those years, I slowly started to socially transition. I used to tell, strangers, some family and friends, and by the time that I went on testosterone and I came out, everyone that was important to me I had already known, and I thought that because I am known on social media, I want people to know what is going to happen, and I want people to respect what was going to happen, so I felt the need to educate them.
Right. Okay, so I think this is the perfect platform to educate then. When you say testosterone and you were on hormone treatment, what exactly does that mean?
So I take testosterone hormone replacement therapy, which is an injection that I take in order to be a man, you can say. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking us on that journey, because I feel like, especially in South Africa, many people are still conservative. Not everybody has the opportunity to ask the questions that they need to ask in a very respectful manner as well. Was there a moment, perhaps, Iman, that made you realize that your true self and maybe the self you were living weren't quite matching, and so you had to make some sort of decision to get them aligned?
Yes. Last year, just before Ramadan, I started building my relationship with God. And I remember there was a day I sat on my prayer mat and I cried to God and I asked Him to help me. And I didn't understand why life was so unfair towards me. And I realized in that moment that I was so scared that I wasn't going to make it. And in that moment, I realized that I need to choose myself because I deserve just as much of a right to live as anyone else. And that's when I decided that this is what I need to do.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful moment. It also tells me that you were saying no to the voices out there.
Yeah.
And you were saying yes to your inner voice and to your relationship with your Creator.
It took me a long time to get to that point, but when I knew what I needed to do, it's not that I didn't care, but I couldn't allow anyone else's view to impact my life anymore.
And did people have opinions?
Lots of opinions.
I mean, I'm sure. On social media especially, I'm sure they were not shy about it.
Not at all.
So how do you handle that?
I think when you truly believe in something so strongly, like I know that this is who I am, and I'm so happy being myself now. No one's judgment can have that much of an impact to change my decision.
And you have the support of your family, of your closest friends as well, I assume. I don't know.
It took a long time. When I went on testosterone, I did it in secret.
Oh, you
No
did?
one knew except my sister, and she kept my secret for me.
Oh, but shout out to the sister.
Yeah, shout out to my sister. So it was very scary, but I knew that once I went on the testosterone, whoever was really important in my life, they would either get on board or they would get off board. And
Right,
that's
and that's
just how it
okay.
had to
Is this
be.
your sister?
Yes.
What's her name?
Zara.
Hi, Zara. Hello, beautiful. Yeah, as your day one support.
Yes.
I'm so here for it. I mean, sometimes you need, even if it's just that one person repping you in your corner, right? Because I think that people think, oh, it's just an easy decision to do the one thing and go to the... No, that decision for you, it had a physical impact, an emotional impact, a spiritual impact, I'm sure, as well.
Yes.
It wasn't an easy one in
Not
order
at
for you
all.
to take on, right?
Yes.
And how's the journey been for you? Because you look enlightened. You look like a new version of yourself.
Thank you. The journey has been tough. You know, I've been on testosterone. I started taking testosterone last year in May.
Okay.
So I think when I started, I went through this phase where my gender dysphoria was so bad because I went through this period in my mind where, oh, I'm taking male hormones, but now I don't look like a man. I don't sound like a man. I'm not acting like a man. And that was very difficult for me to, you know, I needed to tell myself that it's going to take time, and it's taken time. The changes only started to happen a few months after, so you need to be patient.
Yeah, and have your support and have your sister in your corner. Well, we'll take a moment to, of course, watch this journey as well. In case you've missed any of Iman's journey online, let's see exactly what that was about.
I know, it's in this case.
Hey guys, this is my voice 1 month on T. I think I sound exactly the same. I have a baby on my chin.
Hey guys, my name is Iman Subda and this is my voice 1 year on test. Yo, I can't believe it's been 1 year. Like, the time has literally flown by just like this. Like the other day it was 1 month and now it's 1 year. That is insane.
I love you like there's a little hair on my chin. I'm so proud of that. And now look at you.
Before I went on test, I was so excited to grow a beard that every day I used to shave and there was
your
nothing.
skin.
Yeah, I was shaving nothing.
Well, they say that's how you actually get the hairs to start growing. And now you're rocking a full goatee,
Yeah,
the beard, everything
I got
is
the
just...
combo going on finally.
going on. I love to see it, man. I'm sure there's so many misconceptions around your journey and many other people that may be experiencing that. What would you love for South Africans to know about where you're at so that they can approach with more respect and openness?
I want people to understand that when someone goes on hormone replacement, it's a journey that takes time and you need a lot of support. I think it's a very difficult thing to go through, and I think people need to understand they need to educate themselves, especially what will happen, because especially with me, I wasn't sure that the changes were going to be this much. I thought, oh, you know, I'm just growing some facial hair and, oh, my voice is getting deeper. But it's so deeper than that. You change in all ways. I'm not the same person I was at all. Everything about me has changed. Like, it's crazy, but it's also so beautiful to know that, you know, for the last year, I've finally been living life how I'm supposed to, and I'm growing into myself, and it's such a beautiful thing.
And you will continue doing so. So thank you for sharing your journey, man.
Thank you
and I
so
hope
much.
that you will continue taking us along that journey as well. Of course, we'll keep your socials all over our social media as well. So you can too jump on board and make sure that you support Iman Sibda along with the journey. We'll see you now.
Not that you need reminding, winter is coming. Maybe it's here. And are you ready? Well, before symptoms strike, choose relief you can trust. For coughs, croup and bronchitis, keep Lennon Borscht Triples handy. For relief of coughs and chronic bronchitis, keep Lennon Turlington. Then keep Lennon Cough Mixture to relieve those phlegmy coughs. And then Lennon Vit Dulcis for relief of colds, fever, even mild asthma attacks. Choose an original. Lennon, timeless and trusted since 1898.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we commemorate Youth Day and celebrate the potential, the talent, and also the resilience of our young people in South Africa. We're taking a look, in fact, at two rising stars who are making major waves in the entertainment industry, but we're going global as well with it.
I love this, and I love the power of music. Well, we know it's one of our love languages on the shoot. You get food, show, you get food and music.
That's it.
Because we understand the transformative power. But obviously, it's a gateway for young people to step into the spotlight, for good or for bad. But when a person at this age, 9 years old, becomes a global superstar, yeah, we're going to take notice.
I mean, come on, we're throwing it all the way into Japan, where we're looking at young creatives proving that age is no limit when it comes to chasing your dreams. So let's talk about DJ Renoka, who spins her way into the music industry. 9 years old. She is the coolest 9 years old that you'll probably ever come across. And she's actually a techno artist. DJ Renoka, remember that name? And just kind of proves that dreams have no age limits. To me, it's the outfits. Because...
I mean, too cool for school. Obviously, there's a novelty element. Okay. There is a novelty element of having a young person kind of on the wheels of steel. I get that. but there is such a level of confidence. I don't know if you've ever, I mean, we've tried to mix on the show before.
It's tough.
No pressure. Ready D actually taught me to...
Not Ready D out of
I
all
know,
people.
okay, but luckily, apparently scratching is my special gift because it doesn't, require that much
Don't tell
actual
the grandmaster
musicality,
that.
okay, because you're just messing up the song. No, he was amazing as a mentor, and I can understand why he is so good at what he does. But to see a 9-year-old,
Come on.
but also a 9-year-old girl, I love the fact that how we are framing punch like a girl, run like a girl, mix like a girl.
DJ like a girl.
DJ like a girl. Okay, thanks. I'll have a piece of that. That is amazing.
it.
Well done, young'un. But that's got to be a lot of pressure
Listen.
in front of a room full of grown-ups who are in their zone,
So we've got a DJ in South Africa, in Cape Town, called DJ Sophia, who also now she's a little bit older, but started at like 8, 9 years old, and she is incredible. She is at Jazz Fest. She is at all these major festivals, just tearing up the stage. So we've got our very own as well, and it just shows you that age really shouldn't be a barrier.
And we just hope they have the right people around them.
That's
Look
true.
after this young lady. We know it's a bit of a crazy space. A young lady that was born into probably the most crazy space, Northwest.
Come on,
there was
Northie.
always going to be an expectation around this young lady. She gets it clearly. She's got the X factor. She's got the genes.
She's got
and now
the
she's
hair.
had a moment.
So she reached a milestone in her music career, which of course is blossoming after performing her first solo music festival set. Now she is just 12 years old, just about a teenager, and as we know, daughter of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. And then she took to the stage at Lyrical Lemonade's Summer Smash Festival out in Chicago, which we know, I mean, Chi-Town, her father always talks about that. She performed a track called Talking. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan.
Well, she's 13 today, actually. It's her birthday.
Happy birthday, Northie.
Happy birthday, young'un.
I'm a fan of Kim, I'm a fan of Kanye. I was gonna be a fan of North.
Yeah, well, I think what Kanye represents musically,
come on,
we've forgotten because of a lot of the other kind of noise
We missed the old Kanye.
Yeah, man, but I know it's a package deal, okay? The creativity comes with the insanity, and that's often the case in the space. So I'm just thinking from a balancing act perspective.
Sure.
I do get the impression that Kim is grounded as a parent, and through the madness, she does find kind of the eye of the storm.
She tries.
So I think she would have to, because she's been the eye of the storm in the entertainment world for so long.
My goodness.
So if anything,
and with 4 children, I mean, surely the children ground you.
They might. Well, children will humble you, I think is the term we are looking for there. Maybe not in this case. I mean, stylistically, she's obviously cut from some pretty impressive cloth there. Excuse
Quite
the pun.
literally.
But once again, I think when you're that age, often you don't know what your limits are.
Right.
So it's such a cool phase to embrace the entertainment industry and get that. But again, as long as she is being protected. So we hope that the parents have the guardrails up and that they understand what the industry is like.
Yeah.
I mean, Ye must understand the industry better than most.
Most people. He's seen every part of it as well. And I really hope that he is guiding him the right way. She recently also dropped her EP, Naughty Forever. So I think this is really just the start of what's going to be a beautiful and long career. She's also exploring with sound.
Does that say Naughty Forever?
It does. If you tilt your head to the right and you close your eyes a bit.
If you're just a bit cooler and you've got a lilt to one side, you'll see it.
Then you'll see it.
I love that. I love that. Now, could we have an entertainment report without mentioning Tyler?
Oh my gosh, our 4-lettered hero.
Rock and roll.
We love our South African superstar. We almost can't even call her South African anymore because she is gone. Of course, we saw her opening the World Cup, along with Future. That was such an epic moment. And then, of course, she sang the national anthem, brought so many people to tears. But we were also crying because we wanted to see more of Tyler on our screen alongside the Mzansi Youth Choir. And they only showed her for about 2 seconds, but we knew our girl's voice.
Oh, yeah. Well, the world knew the hip shake. The world got it. They understand. Now we understand how literally a seed that was planted in South Africa
100%.
has led to the biggest moment in televised sporting history.
Come on.
These moments are massive.
1 billion people were watching, Graham.
There we
watching
go.
our girl do a thing. And when I was watching this performance, I actually got a bit emotional. And I don't mean to compare, but it really reminded me of Rihanna in the beginning and then peak of her career. And I was like, this is her.
Aaliyah, for me.
100%.
There is something so beautiful and powerful. And again, I don't know why I'm feeling this Like, just look after her, please. Look, I would have loved a little bit of Bafana yellow in that outfit, but I understand she got the brief.
You know?
And this is a massive moment for America.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
to have our girl in this space
With
doing this.
Future,
Yeah, man.
it was a really stellar performance. If you haven't checked it out, please go ahead and do so as well.
So proud of
The mic was on. Her vocals were completely giving. And of course, we're anticipating A-Pop, her second studio album, which is coming out next month. And I'm so excited. I love her first album. I love Tyler.
And she had to come out and sing after Andrea Bocelli and somebody. Yeah,
No
you know what I'm
pressure.
saying, bro.
No
and
pressure.
EJ. Okay, just you did us proud. We'll continue to celebrate amazing young South Africans after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. We like what we like, and we like to now curate what we're watching. As more South Africans choose to watch content on their phones and on their own schedules, the way we experience television is changing rapidly. Now, as top billing, it gives me so much pleasure just to say that name again, settles into its brand new Tuesday time slot. We're exploring how platforms like SABC Plus are helping us stay connected to the shows that we love. And Bianca is here doing the things. What are you planning there? What schedule are you planning to watch with your master plan? My friend, top billing on Tuesdays and now on SABC Plus, so we can actually watch it whenever we want. Why are we loving what SABC Plus has brought to our television conversation? Why are you so impassioned by having the choice now to be able to control your own schedule?
That's exactly it, Graham. We have the choice now. Now you can watch what you want, when you want, wherever you want. So there's no such thing as you having FOMO because you can't be in the lounge in front of the TV at a specific time to watch your favorite show, or you have to study for your exam and the family is watching something else and you want to watch something else. There's none of that anymore. You can watch it when you want, where you want, how you want, on the way to school, in the car, and it just opens up that choice for consumers to actually enjoy the content they want to see when they want to watch it.
And when you need to be inspired by it. And Top Billing is that kind of show. I would often it's an aspirational show that gets you pumped for that next thing. So I like the fact that you can kind of curate and put it in its place. We like to have an anchor So it's not just, I get completely overwhelmed with complete freedom of choice. So I often find myself going back to a schedule or a construct or an ecosystem that I like. And I'm obviously very comfortable in the SABC space, but you need some adjustment. I can't, like you say, schedule often doesn't allow. What do you think is the biggest driver for people shifting out of the TV space, but also kind of needing that thing that we know and love? We want the connection, but adaptability, I don't know.
Absolutely. The media landscape is changing. And one of the things that changed that had the biggest influence in South Africa is power outages. When there's a power outage, 80% drops in TV viewership because your TV can't switch on. So everyone moves to digital. And that obviously was a big shift in South Africa.
We saw it with the weather over the weekend.
Everything moves to digital, and so it's access to that. Everyone has a smartphone. 97%, there was a UCT paper on the South African media landscape by Gordon Miller, and 97% of South Africans own a cell phone. 67% of those access the internet on a weekly basis. Okay, so that is just an immense access. You don't need infrastructure, and then you don't need power all the time to watch all that. You just need internet. And so 90% of digital consumers in South Africa access over-the-top services. Over-the-top services are streaming services, so not your traditional TV viewership. And that allows you to just access so much more content and watch on the go. SABC Plus is not replacing traditional viewing. It enhances it. It offers the consumer the choice to watch where you want, how you want, when you want.
Okay, well then how? Because we say it's easy, and it is super easy, and I've been using it for the football, which has been amazing. And I think some streaming platforms, when the weather changed and traditional modalities broke down, we saw what that did in the space. So having the SABC Plus platform, massive bonus. So if I love my top billing and I want to stay connected, but schedule is playing with me, how do I plug into the app and how do I get it done?
Very easy. You can either download the app, go on your app store and download SABC Plus, the app, for free. You create a profile for free, and you can actually create profiles for 5 people in your family, and you can all watch at the same time something different. So massive, and it stays free. All you need is an internet connection, and you just need to be able to access the internet, and then you can watch everything.
There's people out there considering having another child just so they can put that to the test.
So if you want to watch it on your computer, you can watch that via the browser as well, SABC-plus.com, and same thing, very easy. It's so easy to use also. It's like really simple, user-friendly. No. And so when you're on the app, it's very easy. You can either go to the Plus, if you want to tune in tonight at 7 p.m., for example, and watch Top Billing live, you can just go onto the Plus sign in the middle, the Play Plus sign in the middle, and watch live. So you go to your channel, there's a TV guide, you see Top Billing.
So you're getting it first, and I like that, because some people want to know that they're getting the exclusive opportunity, right?
If you miss the episode, if you can't watch tonight exactly at 7 p.m., then what's really fantastic is you can just go and search for Top Billing or go to like the catch-up page, right? So what I've done actually, which is very cool, is if you go into your profile, you can create favorites. And so then, for example, you have Top Billing there, and then you can just go and you can watch the latest episode, which was episode 7, which was last week, which definitely is a must-watch.
Yeah, very cool. Oh, it's so good to see it back, and it's not the same. It's got the best of what it had, but it's so reflective of how far we've come as an aspirational market. And I think people who don't understand that, South Africans, we'll go there before we've got the job. We'll spend the money to get the suit, to get the job, because we believe, and we have to, because the context of South Africa is very challenging for most young people. So I'm so glad that on Youth Day, Top Billing is back as this brilliant kind of true north for where I can take it. Why do you think it's so important to have spaces like this, even bigger spaces now, courtesy of SABC Plus, for shows like Top Billing in particular?
The return of Top Billing to South African television is so significant because it revives a deeply cherished cultural legacy brand that champions local excellence and beauty and aspiration. And coming back after a multi-year hiatus to SABC3, it fills a crucial gap for uplifting entertainment in the South African landscape. And it just reaffirms the power of South African storytelling, that this is a platform for young architects and designers and people out there that are launching businesses. And as the media landscape has shifted, so has the audience. And Top Billing's audience is now on TikTok. It's a younger audience, it's a different audience, and now we have this opportunity they are on their phones right now on TikTok, and now we have the opportunity to engage with them on SABC Plus. They're on there already, and they can watch this iconic show and interact with us.
And they can get the substance. They can get the full load, the gravitas of what these shows are, not just the 30-second, 90-second dopamine hit, but they can get the validation, they can get the inspiration for the arc ahead. Thank you for doing a deep dive. I know it's not the toughest job when you've got to sit and watch TV at your own leisure, but that's the opportunity that we have now, is we can take in more of the content that we want. We can curate. And I love that, because we are empowered. We know what we like. We know what inspires us. So let's plug into that. And you can still get the exclusivity if you want to be the first to catch it on Tuesday evenings on air. You've got that still. Or you can catch it on your phone by catching up later. SABC Plus makes it so easy, easier than ever, in fact, to stay connected to top billing and all of your favorite local content, even the footy. So download the app for free and visit SABC Plus on any kind of platform. You will find your plug-in point. Good luck.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And just like that, we're back in your kitchen of Zanzi. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. We're here with Tahila still because we're making something so nostalgic, so good, so delicious. And we're testing, in fact, her viral glossy toffee apple recipe. We want to see if it actually is comparable to the apples we had growing up. But we also want to test out this recipe because of the deliciousness that goes with it. It is flawless. It's got a hard crack stage. Well, at least that's what we're hoping for. So Tahila, welcome back. This is your recipe. Question, do you have to use green apples?
No, you don't, but I like the tartness of a green apple, man, because you're already covering it in sugar, and like a pink lady apple is already quite sweet.
Right.
So I think a green apple is just the perfect bite for a toffee apple.
What did you say earlier? Balance.
Balance.
We're looking for
you gotta
balance in
it.
everything.
So speaking of balance, we've got some lightly golden syrup over here. We've gotten it to around 150 degrees. Ideally a little bit lighter than this, but sugar is very temperamental. So if you're making this, one, be careful, it's really hot, and two, don't take your eyes off of it.
Okay. We're going in with some food coloring.
Yes.
And we like the pink apples as well. You get the green and the pink. That's what I grew up with anyway. Mixing that into the sugar. Yes. Oh, you can even hear.
It's hot.
Can you tilt it forward slightly for us just to see the color?
It's a very, it looks dark in the pot. Don't be intimidated, because when you coat it over your apple, the green is quite light, so you're going to see the red pop through.
Yeah. And we had to do that test where, I wonder if the mic could pick it up. Because you have to be able to hear, right? Let's see it.
Give it a crack.
Ooh.
It's called hard crack stage for a reason. So if you dip it into the hot sugar, and then, I didn't get enough. Straight into some cold water.
Yeah.
Immediately into a droplet. That's how you know.
What you should get.
Careful.
Oh my gosh, that looks like a piece of art. Let's try to get that out. Ah, it's a cherry.
It's beautiful, hey?
It's beautiful.
Stunning.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
All right, so the fun part. I'll do one, you do one?
Yeah, you're gonna start because I need to see your technique as well.
So another thing to make sure is wash your apples properly, because if you have any wax left on your apple, it's going to bubble up underneath and you're not going to get like a smooth finish. You're going to have all those ugly bubbles on it. We don't want those. So just gently.
Oh, that smell is so nostalgic. Oh my gosh.
So you can see, because our caramel went a bit longer, this red is slightly darker than the other red, but
that's okay.
Just as stunning.
That looks like the apple that some person ate on some fairy tale.
There we go.
Who was that?
How stunning. Your turn. I'm just going to
Was it
swap.
Snow White?
Yes, Snow White with her apples.
Oh my gosh, I'm a little nervous. I don't want to ruin it. Okay, apple in, and you just kind of twist it around.
Yes.
Oh my, I've had
and
many an
gentle.
apple. I've never made it myself. But you kind of want to get it on the top as well, hey?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm getting a bit rough with her.
You can see there's no bubbles, so these apples were adequately washed.
Shout out to the kitchen team.
Shout
Oki,
out.
our superhero. Okay. That is perfect.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love these. It's always satisfying when you get it right. I know I want to cry when I get it wrong.
Because we were saying it can go wrong so easily and so quickly. We're working with very temperamental things, like you mentioned, sugar. And then also we don't want to put it in the fridge, right?
No. So you don't ever want to put sugar, especially a toffee apple, in the fridge, because that's when you introduce sugar to moisture. Sugar hates moisture. It absorbs it, and then that's when you get a sticky toffee apple, or it's going to stick to your packet, whatever you put it in. So rather keep them at room temperature.
Because we want the crunch into
Yes,
the softness
exactly.
of the apple. I'm here for it. Yeah, let's do the last one too. This is literally so perfect. I wondered the other day if they still sold toffee apples.
I've never seen them. I haven't seen them in so long. And this is such a fun skill to learn, because it is. Sugar
Yeah.
art is really a skill. But once you learn it, it's so satisfying.
What happened to our cherry?
Oh, I put our cherry back in the water. Would you like me to make another cherry?
I would, because we're going to decorate our toffee apples too.
Oh, okay.
I ruined it, but that's okay. Let's see. We had a person on the corner of growing up in Strandfontein. We called him Teacher. And then that was a tuck shop, or the little buy, and we used to go buy toffee apples from him.
I don't see them anymore. It's a dying art. And it is an art, guys. Trust me.
It really is an art. And you can get creative with it. You can add the decorative pieces like we're doing now just because we're extra. But the real point is to buy that for R2.50 at the shop, and then you crunch into it, and it's absolutely delicious. How much would you charge for yours?
Well,
R2.50 was a bit
R2.50 is a little bit low.
A little bit low.
Let's say 10 Rand, because we're being generous.
Okay, let's go R10.50.
10 Rand.
We go R10.50 for our toffee apple. My director just said, Lucian, thank you for that. It used to be R1.50.
R1.
Back in the dizzy.
It's already
so
so if you do it
hard.
right, let's just grab this.
Oh my goodness.
Stunning.
Listen, this must come with a warning, especially the older you get, because we do not want your teeth to crack.
Yes, definitely.
Is it sticking to the wax paper?
It is a little bit.
Is there a trick to it? Do you put some
So
layer on it?
I will tell you a secret. The difference between wax paper and baking paper. Baking
Okay.
paper is designed to be non-stick. Wax paper has a literal layer of wax on it. So because you're putting something hot on the wax, you've now melted the wax and it sticks to the paper underneath.
Now it's
Don't
part
make
of
the
it.
same mistake as we did.
Learn from our mistakes. So it's now part of the toffee apple
It
experience.
is now part of the toffee apple experience.
Okay, well at least these ones can. You know what? That's also part of it. That the wood
is.
comes with the apple. We love to see it. We're going natural. Thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you for having me. It's been such a pleasure, and you've been so much
good.
fun.
Oh, you've been fun. And look, you've come with so many recipes, from the creamy butternut soup to the, what did you call this one?
Nanaimo bar.
Nanaimo bar, to of course the classic toffee apple that, yes, is super duper crunchy. Please come back soon.
We'll be back.
Pinky promise.
Pinky swear.
Locked in.
Locked.
We'll see you very, very soon. But of course, these recipes you can either find on our TikTok, which is
Tequila.daisy, or just that dancing chef.
The Dancing Chef, because you know what? We're going to exit this with a dance. Delicious recipes, delicious tequila. Ooh, ooh.
a celebrated student ensemble to the grand international stage, the voices of the University of Johannesburg are making musical history. The world-renowned UJ Choir has been selected as the only African representative to perform and officially open the prestigious World Symposium on Choral Music in China this August. Leading this extraordinary group into a new era of global acclaim is their visionary senior choir master, Sizwe Mondlane. Everybody, please give him a feel-good Expresso welcome. Sizwe, welcome.
Thank you so much.
How would you say your history with the choir has led you to become this leader that you are today?
When I started off as a first-year student at UJ, I kind of got into the choir not knowing what I was getting myself into.
Yeah.
The way that the choir did stuff, the way the choir performs, the versatility of the choir, its vision became something that was personal to me. And I think over the years, it's kind of, I don't know, made me who I am.
I mean, from 2024, when you were first appointed senior choir master, fast forward 2026, you're leading a group of 70 vocalists, you know, students,
Yep.
to becoming these professional singers and standing alongside other professionals on a global stage. How do you manage to mold them to become who they are now?
What I do is that we have auditions at the beginning of the year, and then I take about 2 months to train them. Just pure training, just going really bashing out notes, vocal techniques, listening. And then after the 2 months, I re-audition everyone again to see who has adapted to the style and how we do things. I teach them to listen more than anything. And I think from there, they grow. And then from there, they just stand with the best of the best in the world. It's actually quite miraculous.
It's remarkable, right? Because it's become one of the 13 ensembles chosen worldwide to participate in the symposium and the only African country or African choir to represent the continent on this global stage. What would you say this means, not only for the choir itself, but for South Africa as a country and the continent in itself?
I think this means we get to tell our stories. So much is going on in the world and our stories are being told by other people and we want to tell it ourselves. So being given a platform to actually do and tell our stories and represent the country, I think is such a big honor for us. So I'm really excited.
Speaking about representation, let's dive into the repertoire. How are you planning on embodying the South African culture? How are you planning to represent what South Africa is and what South Africa stands for through the program?
More than anything, we are storytellers at best. Whether we're angry, we're crying, we're mad, we want some sort of grievance being voiced out, we sing as South Africans, as Africans. So my repertoire for this symposium is quite South African storytelling heavy. We're telling stories of joy, of grief, of happiness, and just telling people how we do things and how we live our lives this side.
How do you guys mentally and musically prepare for moments like this?
The preparations, besides rehearsals, I think mentally is letting them know that they're worthy of the space, of the stage, and they're capable to represent the whole country and the continent even. Because it's so easy for us to be like, oh, we're just young, you know, we're youth, who are we to tell these stories?
100%.
But actually, who are we not to? We have to tell these stories because we want to tell our history the way we know our history.
The time is right now. The future is here.
Absolutely,
guys.
absolutely.
I believe that you hosted vocal groups from the US, from France and Switzerland as well. How was that collaborative experience and the cultural exchange that you get from that?
You know, we're so different, but we're so alike. Because as much as I say that our culture is in our music, their culture is in their music. And to learn how they do things and what they prioritize in their music and what stories they tell through their music was really fascinating. And with all these choirs, they came with something different, which I think my singers learned so much from.
Now, what is your vision for the UJ Choir moving forward?
I have big plans to put them on more world stages and represent the youth, represent South Africa, represent our country with so much pride and excellence.
Thank you so much, Sizwe, for joining us this morning. Best of luck to the entire team, the choir, the ensemble. We trust and believe you are going to perform extremely well and raise the South African flag high and proud. Now, that was Sizwe here sharing his journey with us with the UJ Choir. Now, the UJ Choir prepares to raise the South African flag high as the sole African ensemble and the opening act at the World Symposium on Choral Music in Macau in August. We wish them all the best on this phenomenal tour. Now, the choir couldn't join us this morning, but we are very happy to share one of their amazing work with you. Here is a video of Mutu, arranged by Muso Ndlovu, performed by UJ Choir. Please do enjoy.
Uthuzimula